Arrogant, talent grade B. A dazzling blue light descended. Director Chow's voice thundered across the square. Damn, grade B. This guy is about to skyrocket. The students watching sucked in a sharp breath. On the stage, the young man grinned wildly, harder to suppress than recoil on an AK-47. The blue light expanded. 2 words appeared in the air. Chef. A support profession, Director Chow sighed in disappointment. The young man's smile froze in an instant. Next, Guyu. Expressionless, I walked up to the awakening platform. A transmigrator's awakening couldn't be bad. In my previous life, I was a cannon fodder nobody. In this life, I will rise above it all. Boom. A clear sky transformed instantly. Dark clouds gathered, and thunder tore through the heavens. A celestial phenomenon. Director Chow was stunned. Increased security. Locked down the area. The students were completely dumbfounded. Thunder phenomenon. A lightning element mage? He's about to soar straight to the heavens. Whoosh. Golden light shattered the clouds, shooting directly down at me. Sacred chants reverberated, golden radiance enveloping the entire square. A dual phenomenon? SS grade talent. This is an SS grade awakening. The crowd was in an uproar. Some quietly left to relay the news. Heaven bless Shanghai. The first SS grade talent in a century. Director Chow's hands trembled, tears welling up in his eyes. Swoosh. An older bald man suddenly appeared on the stage. Principal Liu. Seal off the area and protect Guyu. Principal Liu commanded. Director Chow waved his hand grandly. A barrier fell over the square. Golden lights surged. 3 large characters slowly formed. Berserker. A combat profession. Now that's a game changer. The students' jealousy was palpable. No. Principal Liu abruptly shook his head and dispelled the barrier. Guyu, why did it have to be a berserker? What's wrong with berserkers? I frowned. A useless profession. 3,000 years ago, there was an SS grade berserker. The Alliance poured endless resources into training him to level 90, but the result? All his skills were garbage. He didn't even have a single exclusive skill. Berserkers are universally recognized as the most worthless class. Principal Liu patted me on the shoulder. Forget about the college entrance exam. Just find a normal job. All right. I nodded, my expression calm as still water. The crowd sighed. I left alone, but in my mind, a mysterious voice echoed. SSS grade hidden talent, berserk blood awakened. I returned to Shanghai High School. As a boarding-focused top institution, the status panel could only be accessed on campus. Name, Guyu. Profession, berserker, SS grade. Talent, berserk blood, SSS grade every time you take damage. Permanently gain +1 to all attributes. Damage must be from an external source. Holy crap, this is broken. Taking damage makes me infinitely stronger. This is a god-tier talent. But then I opened my attribute page. Level 0. HP, 10 tenths. Strength, 0. Agility, 0. Intelligence, 0. I was stunned. Just as expected from a trash-tier job, all my stats were 0. Fight with some beasts. With 10 HP, 1 hit, and I'm dead. Self-inflicted injuries? My innate ability won't even activate. Taunt some thugs? What if I end up beaten to a pulp? While contemplating, I pushed open my dorm room door. Jasmine's scent filled the air. Who's there? A cold, icy voice spoke up. I looked up. Fair skin, flawless curves. Campus goddess, Lin Rualwei. Why is she in my dorm? Chow Chow, you're back? Help me fasten this. Lin Rualwei, with her back to me, said in a flirtatious tone. Don't be inappropriate. Blood surged through my veins as I stretched out my hand decisively. Fastened it. Chow Chow, does pink or purple look better? Lin Rualwei said, lying on the bed, playing with another set of purple lingerie. Drip. A nosebleed. It dropped right on the bar clasp. Another drop. Landed on Lin Rualwei's smooth back. Chow Chow, what's this sticky stuff? Lin Rualwei turned her head and caught sight of me, who was about to slip out. Her face instantly flushed red. You're dead meat. Her scream pierced the air. Ice spikes formed and flew straight for me. I bolted. Boom. The ice spikes smashed into the ground, leaving a deep crater. Lin Rualwei gritted her teeth. Guyu, that nerd from Class 7, Year 3. That bastard. I only realized after running downstairs. I had walked into the girls' dorm, opening my status panel. HP, 7 tenths. Strength, 3. Agility, 3. Intelligence, 3. All stats +3. Looking at a beauty and having a nosebleed counts as taking damage. I looked up toward the third floor. My eyes flared with determination. Bang! I kicked open the dorm door again. Lin Roawei was still holding the lingerie, stunned in place. Even more suggestive scenes greeted me. Blood burst from my nose like a fountain. I slammed the door shut and ran. Back in my dorm. HP, 2/10. Strength, 8. Agility, 8. Intelligence, 8. In mere moments, my stats rivaled those of a level 5 awakened. I started scarfing down dates to regain blood. Meanwhile, in the girls' dorm, Lin Roawei was making a call. Uncle Sun, check someone for me. Guyu, from our school. He left something here. Keep an eye on him. The moment he leaves campus, let me know. I want to personally thank him. I swallowed another date, watching my HP slowly climb. This was too slow. My max HP is just 10. If I want to break through, the only way is through gear or leveling up. Coming from a poor background, good equipment is a fanciful dream. Dungeons? Though my HP is low, my stats are now high enough to instantly kill small mobs. As long as I don't get hit, I'm invincible. But dungeons require a 5-player team. Bam! The dorm room door was kicked open violently. Boss Gu, are you okay? A burly teenager rushed in. Guzi, what's the rush? I asked calmly, despite my pale face. It's all because of that jerk Zhang Tao. Guzi flopped onto a chair. I heard you awakened an SS-level talent, but when he found out it's associated with a so-called useless class, his smirk was unbearable. Started running his mouth about how being top in exams is worthless and it's the awakening that determines your destiny. Oh, I rubbed my chin. He thinks if I'm washed up, he can finally stand above me? Zhang Tao, eternally second place. Ever since I transferred to this school, he hadn't tasted first place again. What did he awaken, anyway, to be acting so cocky? Just some dumb B-rank shield warrior, Guzi sneered. Judging by your excitement, your awakened class must be stronger than his? I asked. Of course. You're the best, Gu, he said, flipping his hair smugly. B-rank fire mage. A fire mage? I raised my eyebrow in surprise. Guzi, this clumsy fool, awakening as a mage. Did he save the world in his past life? I'm naturally gifted. It's my turn to look out for you now, he boasted. Cut it out. I said flatly. Zhang Tao isn't much of a threat. Gu. Even so, a wasted class is no match against anyone. If you end up running into him alone, you wouldn't stand a chance. Guzi said earnestly. Relax. Zhang Tao won't be able to do anything to me, I reassured him. I didn't bother mentioning my hidden talent. Keeping it under wraps was safer. Really, have I ever lied to you? True, he admitted, scratching his head. You came rushing in, trying to rope me into pairing up for a dungeon raid. Damn, you're a mind reader, Gu. He slapped his chest proudly. The two of us teaming up, you strategize, I bring the muscle. We'd be unstoppable. You mean no one else wants you in their party? I teased mercilessly. Fire mages are resource-heavy classes. Considering your family's financial situation, affording to nurture one? Keep dreaming. Don't hit below the belt. Guzi's face turned sour. And what about the other 3 members for a proper team? I asked. Still looking. Worst case, we'll use random matchmaking, he said sheepishly. When the dungeon opens, all awakened individuals have to enter. Better to team up with someone you trust than rely on strangers, he reasoned. I nodded in agreement. Soloing a dungeon was risky, and having a loyal friend, even just to split incoming threats, made a difference. The immediate priority, though, was figuring out how to grow stronger. 3 days passed. I hadn't stepped out of the dorm once. Every time I tried, I could feel faint, watchful eyes stalking me. It was Lin Roawei's doing. She managed to keep the news under wraps, but her frustration was palpable. She wouldn't dare make a move inside the school, but as soon as I stepped off campus, Guzi burst into my room. The level 0 to 5 goblin nest opens today at 9 a.m. I scored a slot in the first batch. First batch? Going to farm the dungeon. Exactly. We don't have the connections or the backing. Only grinding mobs to sell materials. Clearing a dungeon is only for those rich second gens. Dungeon materials are most valuable early on. Besides the rich kids pioneering through content, the first wave is always the grinders. Come on, let's head to the dungeon square. Arriving at the square, there were already plenty of people around. Groups of 5, golden armor, short swords, exuding a powerful aura. These were the ones who had just awakened and were already funded by their families, fully armed and ready. Young Master Wong. Two more just showed up, whispered a man in a black suit. Who are they? Zhao He, a B-rank fire mage, and Gu Yu, an SS-rank berserker and orphan. B-rank fire mage, not bad, but his background's pretty average. Likely just here as a dungeon grinder. Wang Ting swiped his hand with disinterest. When he makes it to level 5, recruit him into the Wang family. As for Gu Yu, a trash-tier class, what a waste of an SS-grade talent. Ding. Countdown begins. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The dungeon opens. Swish. The scenery suddenly shifted. Towering ancient trees, lush and green. So this is the dungeon? Guzi shook his head in wonder. You could say so, I replied while cautiously observing the area. 3 flashes of white light appeared, indicating randomly matched teammates. 2 girls and 1 guy. One of the girls made me want to turn around and leave instantly. Lin Ruowei. How could she end up getting matched here? Damn it. Why is it him? Lin Ruowei's beautiful eyes widened in displeasure. This jerk hadn't left the campus for 2 entire days, with even Grandpa's son unable to do anything about him. And now, they had to meet here in the dungeon. Thinking about how he'd barged into her dorm, seeing things he definitely shouldn't have seen. Her cheeks flushed red. This time, she wouldn't let him off easy. Ruowei, what's wrong? Asked the petite girl next to her, holding a jade green staff, her tone filled with concern. It's nothing. Lin Ruowei? Su Qiao? What are you two doing in a random match? Guzi exclaimed in surprise. The 2 school-wide famous beauties, impossible not to know who they were. That's a secret. Su Qiao smiled playfully, winking. Ahem, now that we're all in the same team, let's introduce our classes, someone suggested. Su Qiao, A-rank healer. Lin Ruowei, S-rank ice mage. Zhao He, B-rank fire mage. Tang Hao, B-rank gunner. Gu Yu, SS-rank berserker. I said nonchalantly. What, the 2 S-rank or higher ranks? Su Qiao gasped. Too bad Gu Yu's SS rank is trash, though. Tang Hao sneered dismissively. Trash? Your grandpa's trash. Guzi glared at him, fuming. It's all over campus already. Everyone knows he's a waste. Can't talk about it now. And Zhang Tao, that trash himself, has the nerve to call anyone else trash? You're practically twins. You. Tang Hao's fists clenched as his eyes burned with rage. The air grew tense, the heavy atmosphere like gunpowder ready to ignite. This is a dungeon, not an arena for duels. Lin Ruowei cut through the tension, her words sharp. Knock it off, all of you. The 2 instantly shut up. I shrugged. Lin Ruowei looked like the mediator type, but in reality, she was ensuring I had no way to back out. I'm not afraid of moving forward. In the dungeon, teammates can't hurt each other. As long as no one attacks, the mobs won't have any aggro. We're practically invincible. I'll be the team leader. Any objections? Lin Ruowei's tone left no room for discussion. Everyone nodded. And you? She looked at me. Agreed. Lin Ruowei looked slightly surprised, but quickly composed herself. Qiao Qiao, you're the healer. Stay at the rear and focus on keeping us alive. Tang Hao and Zhao Haizi, you're the 2nd tier, deal with the mobs. I'll be in the 3rd tier, covering gaps or any missed kills. As for you, Gu Yu, you're the only frontliner. You'll take the lead. Gu Ji handling the front lines alone? Doesn't seem right. Guzi quickly questioned. Su Qiao will heal him immediately if needed. Lin Ruowei replied coldly. I'm fine with it. I patted Guzi on the shoulder, stopping him from arguing. Her plan? Have me tank the mobs while Su Qiao heals me. Not much else but to make me suffer. But this girl isn't as bad as she pretends. What she doesn't know is that my HP cap is only 10, 1 hit, and I'm down. Move out. We'll grind around the edges to level up to 5 before tackling the boss. Guji, be careful. Call me if you can't handle it, Guzi whispered. Yeah, I nodded. We moved deeper into the forest. Skreek. A green goblin, about half as tall as a grown man, stormed toward us with a wooden club. Goblin warrior. Level 2. HP, 100/100. Strength, 2. Watch out. I sidestepped, dodging directly behind Guzi. The fireball he was conjuring fizzled out immediately. The goblin's club swung wide, missing its target. Rat-a-tat-tat, Tang Hao's firearm spit flames. -1, -1, -1. The damage was negligible, but the aggro shifted. The goblin turned and charged toward Tang Hao. Guyu, you bastard. Weren't you supposed to tank? Tang Hao's face turned pale as he stumbled back. I said I'd take the lead, but I never promised to tank, I replied calmly. Besides, I can't. You're doing this on purpose. You're trying to get back at me. Lin Shuehua, save me. Tang Hao's voice cracked. Blasts of flame erupted from his firearm, but the goblin barely flinched, stomping forward without hesitation. Move! Tang Hao shouted desperately while retreating. Too late. The others didn't even have time to react. In just 3 seconds, the goblin warrior caught up to Tang Hao and brought its club down. Smack! -57. Tang Hao screamed as he collapsed to the ground, blood splattering everywhere. The goblin raised its club for a finishing blow. Icicle Spear. In the nick of time, Lin Ruowei's icicle pierced through the air, striking the goblin warrior in the chest. -39. Ice spread instantly across its body, freezing the goblin into a solid sculpture. Tang Hao, Su Qiao swung her green-hued staff, casting healing light. Watch out, Lin Ruowei suddenly shouted. Su Qiao looked up, just in time to see the frozen goblin shatter. The goblin warrior, now free, snarled ferociously as its gaze locked onto her. It's over. She instinctively raised her staff to block, but the expected pain never came. The goblin warrior's head vanished, and its massive body crashed heavily to the ground. You have killed a goblin warrior. Experience +10. Guyu. Su Qiao's eyes widened. You one punch. You blew it up with just one punch. What else? I pulled her up. Is there anyone else around to help? A berserker? Isn't that supposed to be a trash class? How did you manage that? Secret. I smirked. Gu bro, you're OP. Guzi mocked as he glanced at Tang Hao, who was trembling in the corner. Unlike someone here, almost wet themselves with fear. Lin Ruowei gave me a complicated look. Since when was this guy so powerful? And more importantly, this selfish jerk actually saved someone? As she noticed Su Qiao thanking me profusely, realization dawned upon her. Of course, this pervert has a crush on Qiao Qiao. Qiao Qiao, there are still wounded here. Lin Ruowei quickly redirected her best friend's attention before glaring daggers at me. I scratched my nose in confusion. What's her problem? Whatever. Loot first. I began searching the goblin warrior's corpse. Beast hide ×3. Wooden club, white. Level requirement, 0. Attack power, +1. How are we splitting this? I asked. Small tier mobs loot belongs to the individual. For bosses, we split based on contribution, Lin Ruowei said coldly. I nodded, pocketing the beast hides and gripping the wooden club tightly. Even though it was basic gear, it was still better than fighting barehanded. You useless loser. Tang Hao suddenly erupted in anger. Why did you dodge earlier? My eyes flashed cold. If you hadn't dodged, I wouldn't have gotten hit. You did it on purpose. Tang Hao's voice grew louder and angrier. With people like you in the team, how are we supposed to keep the backlines safe? Guzi rolled his eyes. Lin Ruowei remained expressionless. Only Su Qiao looked at me questioningly. That's correct, I said calmly. I dodged on purpose. That club on me would have hurt, so I avoided it. So blunt. You. Tang Hao shook with rage. That's enough, Lin Ruowei interrupted coldly. Anyone else causing drama in the team will face the consequences once we leave the dungeon. The commanding presence of the Lin family's heiress carried clear weight in the room. No problem here. I nodded immediately. Tang Hao clenched his teeth, but eventually nodded as well. We continued moving forward. Heading westward, we encountered more goblin warriors, but they stood no chance under Lin Ruowei's precise control and my brute force attacks. Before long, everyone had reached level 3. Stop! I suddenly raised my hand. What is it? Lin Ruowei frowned. Look over there. I pointed towards a straw fort beyond the bushes. A goblin bunker? Lin Ruowei's gaze sharpened. You know it. The goblin mage's lair, Lin Ruowei said flatly. Boss. Guzi's excitement grew. I heard it drops a staff. If we could get one, we're going to strike it rich. A staff. Everyone's spirits were lifted instantly. Mage equipment is worth a fortune. Owning a staff early on provides a massive advantage. Are we opening it? Lin Ruowei's voice carried a slight tremor of excitement. A boss spawning randomly. Missing this chance meant they might never encounter it again. Open it. Guzi answered without hesitation. I nodded. Bosses mean extra experience and gear. Why wouldn't we? Su Qiao added. I'll follow Ruowei's lead. I'm in, Lin Ruowei confirmed. Everyone turned to Tang Hao. Fine, he begrudgingly agreed, nodding. Lin Ruowei pulled out a piece of glowing green parchment. A Class C contract. Guzzi gasped, inhaling sharply. This was just as valuable as a staff. It's perfect for fighting a caster boss, Lin Ruowei explained, glancing at everyone. If we do get a staff, it has to go to me. I'll pay its market price to make it fair. Everyone nodded. Without the contract, they'd have no way to withstand a caster boss. Contract activated. Green light shimmered, and a 2-meter-tall rock giant emerged before them. Rock giant. Level 5. HP. 10,000/10,000. Power. 10. Agility. 8. GRG. Straw-filled bunkers began to burn as a short goblin mage crawled out. Goblin mage. Boss. Level 5. HP. 20,000/20,000. Energy. 15,000/15,000. Intelligence. 15. Rock giant. Take aggro. Everyone, full power attack. Lin Ruowei shouted. Sniping. Ice shard. Ignite. 3 skills launched simultaneously. Bullets clanged, breaking through the boss's damage immunity. -96. Ice shard slowed its movements. -10. Ignite added continuous burn damage. Su Qiao focused on healing the rock giant. I stood still. With only 10 HP, I had no room for error. I had to wait for the right moment. The rock giant threw a heavy punch at the boss. GRG. Die pests. The goblin mage snarled, its staff spinning high as a massive fireball gathered atop its head. Dodge now. Everyone dove behind the rock giant. Fireball. Boom. -899. The rock giant was scorched black from the hit. If that fireball had hit one of us, we'd have turned to ash instantly. The boss is weakened. Attack now. Lin Ruowei shouted with urgency. That was my cue. With 11 points in agility, I burst forward, reaching the boss in a split second. My wooden club smashed against its head with everything I had. Bang. -1,648. Critical hit. A tenth of its HP evaporated instantly. GRG. You damned humans. The goblin mage roared in fury, locking its aggro onto me. But I was already retreating before it could retaliate, leaving it no chance. Opportunity. What the FK? Since when did Brother Gu become this insane? Guzzi was utterly shocked. Lin Ruowei was equally stunned. A level 3 awakener shouldn't be able to deal this kind of damage. Unless special equipment or an SS-grade talent was involved. Keep attacking. I shouted. The team snapped back to reality and began launching an all-out skill bombardment. -347. Compared to me, their damage was like tickling the boss. The goblin mage looked utterly frustrated, helplessly blocked by the stone giant and forced to unleash its fury on the giant. -295. -259. -208. The stone giant's health was plummeting. At this rate, the giant wouldn't last, and when it fell, the rest of us would be next. Lin Ruowei gritted her teeth, visibly reluctant, but spoke up. Guyu, can you keep up the damage output? Nope, I replied bluntly. That goblin mage was eyeing me like a starving wolf ready to pounce. Stepping up now would basically be suicide. But if you don't, we don't have enough firepower. Lin Ruowei said anxiously, watching the stone giant's health bar drop rapidly. Once it's dead, we're all toast. Scared? Then teleport back to the city, I said coldly. For now, the stone giant's holding the line. We have time. Giving up? Not a chance. Lin Ruowei's expression screamed defiance. So that C-grade contract skill was for nothing? Do you have any other ideas? She gritted her teeth, then added, defeat the boss, and you get first pick of the loot. I paused for a moment before responding. I have an idea, but you'll need to agree to one more condition. What's the condition? Lin Ruowei turned back, only to meet my wolf-like gaze head-on. She shivered suddenly, instinctively covering her chest. Don't get any weird ideas about me. You? I glanced at her flat chest. Too small. Useless. You jerk. What are you planning? I need blood to activate my skill. My face didn't twitch as I lied through my teeth. Then let the goblin hit you once. Xiao Xiao can heal you. No way. That sounds painful. I shot back. As Lin Ruowei was about to lose her patience, I turned to Su Qiao instead. Could you do me a favor? What kind of favor? Heal me, I said simply. Su Qiao raised her staff, but before she could do anything, I suddenly rammed my head straight into her chest. Blood instantly shot out of my nose. Quick, heal me, I mumbled, my speech muffled. Su Qiao froze, face flushed bright red up to her ears, her brain seemingly short-circuited. Lin Ruowei stared with wide eyes, baffled by what had just happened. Heal. -1 -1 -1 plus 10. -1 -1 plus 10. My stats surged wildly. After 30 stacks. Strength, 41 agility, 41 intelligence, 41. Terrifying powers surged through my body. Guyu, have you lost your mind? Lin Ruowei screeched. Tang Hao and Er Guzi turned around, their faces frozen in disbelief at the sight. Brother Gu, are you trying to become a pervy legend before you die? Er Guzi asked, his voice tinged with admiration. Snap, snap. The stone golem crumbled with a thunderous crash. Get back to the city, Lin Ruowei shouted. I've got this, a calm voice replied. In a flash, I had already appeared before the goblin mage like a streak of lightning. Courting death, the goblin mage let out a sinister grin, swinging its staff straight at my head in a life-for-life strike. But my wooden staff struck faster. Thud. -19,888. Critical hit. The goblin mage's health bar instantly emptied, its body collapsing heavily to the ground. The entire field went silent. Did it just die? A one-hit kill. What kind of useless class is this? There's no way this dude's hacking. Ergu was beyond excited, while Su Qiao smiled faintly. Meanwhile, Lin Ruowei frowned slightly, her expression tense. Tang Hao's face darkened with fury. You're cheating. Full of crap. Ergu glared at Tang Hao. Guji won purely by skill. There's no way some trash class can kill a boss in one hit. I'm reporting this. Tang Hao shouted. Lin Ruowei spoke coldly. Tang Hao, stay calm. Guyu saved all of us. Oh, threatening me, are you? Tang Hao's bloodshot eyes widened, his expression becoming more twisted. Ha. The princess of the Lin family standing up for him? Fine, then you can all die with him. He threw his head back with a sinister grin. Instance manager. I'm reporting Guyu for cheating. Tang Hao, have you gone mad? Cancel that report. Lin Ruowei snapped. Why should I? Reporting him gets me a reward and fewer people to split the loot with. Isn't that a win-win? Tang Hao sneered. You all can take everything else. I just want him punished. Have you thought about what happens if your report fails? I asked, my voice calm. Fails? I saw you deliver a one-hit kill to the boss myself. That's gotta be a hack. Guji, hurry back to the city. Ergu said anxiously. Lin Ruowei and Su Qiao also tried to persuade me to retreat. Relax. I didn't cheat, I replied, remaining composed. The next moment, a white-robed elder materialized out of thin air, holding a crimson staff in his hand. Who filed the report? Me. Guyu is cheating. Tang Hao pointed straight at me with a triumphant look. The elder turned to me. Confirming the report? False accusations will lead to removal from the instance and a 1-month suspension. I'm confirming it. He killed the boss in one hit. No way it wasn't a hack. The elder tapped his staff, freezing me in place as complex runes floated towards me, only to fall uselessly to the ground. The elder's eyes narrowed, and a burst of white light illuminated the field as he reviewed combat logs. Moments later, Guyu did not cheat. My apologies for the interruption. Compensation has been issued. No, this is impossible. Tang Hao's voice rose into a hysterical pitch. The hack must be too advanced for you to detect. Call your supervisor. False report. Penalty enforced. Smack. The elder sent Tang Hao flying out of the instance with a single swing of his staff. Holy crap, I nearly had a heart attack. Ergu exclaimed, patting his chest, and then mine. Guji, can you really kill a boss that fast? Wouldn't quite call it a one-hit kill. It had already lost some health earlier, I said modestly. That's freaking awesome. Berserkers are trash? All lies. Er Guzi exclaimed excitedly. Guji, from now on, I'm sticking with you. Don't worry. Once I make it big, I won't forget my brothers. Su Qiao walked over, her cheeks flushed. Guyu, I misunderstood you earlier. I'm sorry. It's fine. Honestly, though, we really lucked out you've got such great healing powers. Otherwise, I'd be a goner. I glanced at Su Qiao's. Well, her chest heaving slightly from exertion. Note to self, stock up on more health potions. Losing too much blood isn't worth it. Gotta chug those potions to recover. Pervert, Lin Ruowei muttered under her breath. Her thoughts, however, were in turmoil. This jerk just saved her, but back then, that incident. No, saving her was one thing, being inappropriate was another. They couldn't be lumped together. I suddenly leaned closer. Campus Queen Lin, about earlier. I'm sorry, we have the same dorm number. I must have walked into the wrong room. Lin Ruowei froze for a second. Ever since that incident, she dug into everything she could about me. Dorm number? Oh, she definitely knew. Eyes narrowed. She locked onto me. You're not lying? For real. My gaze was calm and steady, like a bottomless well. There was neither frivolity nor mischief in my demeanor. Could it have been a genuine mistake? We're teammates. I'd never lie to you. Lin Ruowei tilted her head up. All right, I'll believe you this once. That earlier situation, we'll just wipe the slate clean. I secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Catching the attention of someone from the Lin family? Definitely not ideal. But then, what? The second time you barged in, that wasn't just a mistake, was it? Her sharp eyes pierced straight through me. Almost got away with it. Well, keep going. Keep making things up. My forehead instantly broke out in sweat. What could I even say? I can't just admit I wanted to sneak a peek and end up with a nosebleed, can I? Ahem, it was, to train and improve my strength. Yeah, that's it. Oh, so by throwing yourself into Su Qiao's arms, you can instantly obliterate a goblin mage. Lin Ruowei quirked an eyebrow. Exactly. That's the logic. Scram, she roared, frustrated. Why don't you go ahead and say you're some kind of pure yang constitution, growing stronger every time you touch a woman? I was speechless. Nobody ever believes the truth anyway. Turns out, women and petty people are just impossible to deal with. Guji, check out what the boss dropped. Guzi quickly jumped in to change the subject. On it, I bolted from the scene immediately. Watching me flee, Lin Ruowei's lips curled into a faint smile. Ruowei, what's got you smiling? Su Qiao walked up, curiosity piqued. Qiao, don't let that guy fool you. He's bad to the bone, but he just saved us. Outwardly innocent, inwardly sneaky. Just be cautious. Okay. Su Qiao nodded obediently. Let's go or they'll loot all the good stuff. I reached out to loot the corpse. A burst of purple light. Purple gear. Guzi exclaimed, his voice shaking with excitement. Lin Ruowei's breathing quickened. A staff. Please let it be a staff. Guzi whispered, crossing his fingers like a prayer. I reached in and pulled something out. Goblin staff, purple. Level 5. Attribute. Normal attacks inflict frost damage. Intelligence plus 10. Skill, blizzard. Holy crap. It's really a staff. We've struck gold. A purple staff with AoE skills. Perfect for early game grinding. Absolutely priceless in the market. Lin Ruowei's eyes burned with excitement. A staff is life to a mage. We agreed earlier, didn't we? I used a C-grade contract, so the staff is mine. I'll pay, and you three can split the proceeds evenly, she said. Guzi, do you want it? I suddenly asked. Me? Guzi was caught off guard. If you want it, it's yours. After all, I did most of the work, I said, shifting my gaze to Lin Ruowei. You don't have a problem with that, do you? Lin Ruowei bit her lip. It was true. Without me, we couldn't have beaten the boss. You're the boss, she said reluctantly. Everyone turned to Guzi. Let the staff go to Lin the school beauty. I think upgrading my gear with gold would be better for me, he finally said. All right, I said as I tossed the staff over to Lin Ruowei. Catching it, Lin Ruowei seemed surprised. Once we're out of here, 10,000 gold coins per person, she said cheerfully. Typical of the rich Lin family heiress, spending 30,000 gold on a temporary staff like it was nothing. The staff is mine. You guys can have the rest, Lin Ruowei declared, clearly in a great mood. I continued looting the boss. Materials were everywhere. Last loot attempt. A burst of golden light. Legendary gear. Guzi stammered. Goblin bracers. Level 5. Attribute. Restores 100 HP every minute. HP plus 100. All attributes plus 1%. I'm taking this, I said decisively. But I don't have the gold for it right now. I'll pay you all back later. Goo, you're the core of the team. Just take it. Guzi quickly said. I'm fine with it. Su Qiao nodded in agreement. Why are you looking at me? I said I wouldn't take part in this, Lin Ruowei said, rolling her eyes. Thanks, I said, pocketing the bracers. When we raid together in the future, I'll make sure they get the good gear too. So what's next? I asked. What are your plans? Lin Ruowei's gaze shifted suspiciously. Form a fixed party. We've already gotten used to each other's playstyles, way better than random teammates. I'm in. Air Guzzi raised his hand enthusiastically. I don't mind, Su Qiao said softly. Fine, I'm in too. Lin Ruwei relented after a pause. It's official. Our team is formed. Air Guzzi exclaimed excitedly. We need to report it to the Alliance, Lin Ruwei explained. A party can have up to 5 members, and dungeon runs are limited to team-only participants. What a hassle. I sighed deeply. You plan to form a party without even knowing the basics. Lin Ruwei shook her head, exasperated. Never mind, I'll handle it. You guys come up with a team name. Kick-Ass Squad, Air Guzzi suggested. So tacky. Lin Ruwei rolled her eyes. Invincible Mage Team? Too cheesy, Su Qiao said with a shake of her head. 9. How about 9 Regions Squad? I pondered. 9 regions stretching thousands of miles, like a dragon soaring in the wild. Very bold. Lin Ruwei's eyes lit up. This is it. Everyone agreed. You should be the captain then, Lin Ruwei said to me. No, you take it. I refused. You're the Lin family heiress. Handling things will be easier with you leading. As for taking down bosses, keep that under wraps. All right, I'll temporarily act as captain, Lin Ruwei nodded. For the 5th member, we need a tank. Someone trustworthy, I suggested. Keep an eye out. For now, let's hit level 5 and start grinding nightmare mode dungeons, Lin Ruwei said. Top clear teams get rewards, and Principal Lu even offered us slots in the treasure pavilion. It was tempting. Leveling up, attributes, gear, all of it mattered. Let's give it a shot, I agreed. With Lin Ruwei taking the lead, I could keep my abilities hidden. The rewards were too good to pass up. Our team continued dungeon farming. Once Lin Ruwei acquired some AoE skills, her efficiency in clearing mobs skyrocketed by 10-fold. Elite mobs and bosses, however, those were one-shot by me. Clearance speed soared. Too bad we didn't score any more legendary gear. It seemed the drop rate was boosted for first clears only. A golden glow lit up above Su Qiao's head. Team-wide level 5 achieved. Let's gear up and prep. We tackle the nightmare dungeon in 3 days. Lin Ruwei commanded confidently. Got it, I replied simply. For beams of light flared, signaling our teleportation back to the dungeon hub. The place was packed. The second wave of awakeners had already assembled. Heading back, I grabbed the overly flashy Ergu and quietly left. Once back at the dorm, Ergu's demeanor unexpectedly shifted. His eyes sharpened. Guji, what's your plan for the next 3 days? He asked. To get stronger, I replied curtly. Same here, he nodded, his usual carefree smirk replaced with a serious expression. I wouldn't have made it into this squad without you. I don't want to hold you guys back. I was slightly stunned by the transformation in my usually laid-back friend. See you in 3 days? Ergu declared, leaving decisively without looking back. I didn't stop him. Everyone has their own path to take. Ding. The communicator buzzed. 100,000 coins credited. Lin family heiress efficiency at its finest. Money was already in my account moments after leaving the dungeon. Nightmare mode dungeons were 10 times harder than the normal ones. Not only were monster stats doubled, but the terrain, traps, and boss mechanics became exponentially more complex. Without strong equipment and consumables, it would be impossible to clear. I opened up the marketplace, scanning the listings filled with common gear. Green quality items were scarce, blue gear even rarer, and as for purple or gold equipment, forget about it. At this early stage, top-tier gear was the core power of any team. Who'd be dumb enough to sell theirs? Then, something caught my attention. A piece of common gear. Curse Spear. Required level, 1. Attack, plus 10. Curse, each attack siphons. 1% HP remaining. Price, 10,000 gold. 10 attack points. If it weren't for the curse attribute, this would be worth at least 100,000. But this is exactly what I need. Without hesitation, I bought it. I also picked up a green chest plate and a white helmet, draining my 100,000 gold in an instant. Gear is freaking expensive. I glanced at my empty balance, shaking my head with a bitter smile. Guyu, level 5. HP, 310/310. Strength, 43. Agility, 43. Wisdom, 43. With my gear ready, it's time to enhance my stats. Should I find Lin Ruwei again? No, that won't work. The blood loss isn't substantial enough to meet my needs. How do I lose blood without it being considered self-harm? Blood donation. A brilliant idea struck me, and my eyes lit up. Sage Virtue Hospital. A blood donation from an awakened? The nurse looked at me, clearly puzzled. Community service, I lied offhandedly. The nurse gave me a weird look. Sure, she'd seen poor people donating blood for money, but an awakened doing it? That was rare. On the second floor, an older man in a white coat sat with his legs crossed. Kid, go sit over there. We extract 5% of your total blood volume. Don't freak out no matter what you see. The next moment, a monstrous mosquito, as thick as an arm, suddenly buzzed into view. Holy crap, my instincts screamed at me to fight back. Stop. That's my bloodsucker mosquito, the hospital's latest blood extraction tool. You break it, you pay for it. The old man immediately appeared at the door, blocking my way. Is this thing even reliable? I frowned, unconvinced. Of course, this little guy is my pride and joy, years of raising and training. It even secrets anesthetics, so you won't feel a thing. The old man said with a smug expression. So, you're a beast tamer? Obviously. He gestured, and the massive mosquito obediently landed on his shoulder. Listen, you're newly awakened, right? Don't go poking into other people's business. The more you know, the faster you die, the old man warned with a chilling laugh. A cold sweat broke over me. This guy's level was far above mine. I laid down on the hospital bed, and the mosquito got to work. -1, -1, -1, -1, -1. My blood drained rapidly, and my stats skyrocketed. After 62 points of HP loss, the mosquito stopped. That's it. I was left wanting more. Another round. Are you insane? That's already 20% of your blood. If we keep going, you'll die. No worries, I can handle it. The old man shot me a deep look. Fine, another 5%. 15 minutes later. Old man, I feel more powerful than ever. Let's go again. Kid, how much blood can you have? You trying to get yourself killed? Relax, awaken, recover fast. Half a day passed. I hadn't stepped out of the small room. 20 vials of my blood were neatly lined up. The old man was completely dumbfounded. 500% blood volume drained. How is this kid even alive? He pushed open the door and caught sight of me chugging blood serum with my left hand and continuing to let the mosquito siphon my blood with my right. Kid, do you have some sort of weird fetish? Listen, old man, young man, learn to take it easy. The old man spoke with heartfelt sincerity. I didn't know moderation in my younger days. Went at it like a rabbit every day. Look where that got me now. How old are you, brother? 25. Me? After exchanging contact info, the old man said, call me Old Woo. Next time, just come to my place. It's more private. One session, $150. Back in the dorm, my stats underwent a complete transformation. Guyu, strength, 353. Agility, 353. Intelligence, 353. With these stats, I could take on a nightmare-level boss head-to-head. 2 days later, the door burst open. Gubro, Urgus stood there, entirely transformed, holding a glowing green staff, a magical hood shining brilliantly, his entire outfit glowing white. He was geared to the teeth. Talk about upgrading your arsenal. I playfully punched his chest. Ow. Take it easy, Gubro. With that punch of yours, even if I were wearing legendary gear, I wouldn't survive. Cut the act. I barely used any strength. Hee hee. Lin, the big campus beauty, said we're moving out. At the dungeon plaza, even more awakened ones gathered this time. Over here. Su Qiao waved from the second floor. All set. I glanced at my two teammates. Still missing a tank. Lin Ruowei frowned. Zhang Tao asked to join, but I turned him down. Good call. That guy would probably stab us in the back. Ergu clapped in agreement. Also, we're not the only team competing for the first clear. Lin Ruowei gestured into the distance. There's a team of direct descendants from the Wang family, and another group made up of the top 5 students from Changhai High's elite class. We're the weakest of the lot. I glanced over, recognizing a few familiar faces. Don't worry, my gaze was as firm as steel. With me here, the first clear is guaranteed for Team Jiuzhou. Lin Ruowei, influenced by my confidence, seemed to shed her anxiety. Let's go. Team Jiuzhou, would you like to enter the Goblin Dungeon, Nightmare level? Enter. For figures vanished in an instant. The blood-red sky tore through the heavens. This is the Nightmare Dungeon. Erga's voice trembled. Horrifying. Su Qiao took half a step back. Just like all Nightmare Dungeons, Lin Ruowei's expression was grave, though her tone carried some reassurance. The small monsters have 5 times the health of those in regular dungeons, and the boss is a mutated variant. 10 times stronger than a regular boss. 10 times. Urga's face went pale. Don't panic, Lin Ruowei said calmly. I paid top dollar for the walkthrough. There's a narrow crevice ahead guarded by only one small monster. If we hide in there, we can slowly whittle them down. Then what are we waiting for? But I'd already stepped into the dark forest. Gu bro, it's dangerous. Urgu reached out to grab me, but his hand only caught a wisp of air. I'd already disappeared into the trees. After him, Lin Ruowei gritted her teeth. Without me, the rest of the dungeon. The OSS run had just started. The moment we stepped into the jungle, everyone froze in their tracks. Goblins everywhere, barely clothed, wielding spears and bows, their blood-red eyes fixated on us invaders. Damn, have any of your dungeon experts ever been in a nightmare-level dungeon? Guzi shouted. Bastards. Nothing but armchair tacticians. Lin Ruowei cursed, uncharacteristically. There was no chance to search for any cracks at this rate. Triangle formation. I commanded with a voice as steady as a mountain. I'll take the lead. Lin Ruowei, you handle the flanks. Guzi, finish them off. Su Qiao, mind the health. A strange sense of calm swept through everyone. Got it. Let's go. Gurk, gurk. The beasts roared. The goblins swarmed toward us like a tidal wave. 20 meters. 15 meters. 10 meters. Attack. I lunged. The long spear sliced through the air, impaling the first goblin in an instant. Minus 1,000. Instant kill. That was the goblin's full HP, not even my maximum possible damage. My health dropped by 1%, and then a green glow enveloped me. Su Qiao's healing spell arrived right on time. You're insane, Guji. Guzi roared in awe. Battle fury ignited in Lin Ruowei's eyes. As an S-tier class with blue-tier gear, handling mobs wasn't just her duty, it was her specialty as a mage. She couldn't lose. Blizzard. A frost blue glyph unfurled above the heads of the goblin archers. Minus 234. Minus 345. Minus 647. Goblins dropped in swaths. Not one to be outdone, Guzi hurled a fireball. Minus 1,000. Let's see who racks up the most kills. I transformed into a one-man wrecking machine, diving straight into the cluster of goblins. The long spear danced, each strike felling one monster. The tide of the battle turned in an instant. This wasn't a fight anymore. It was a slaughter. You're all just bullying the healer. Su Qiao stomped her foot. One critically injured goblin managed to break through our perimeter, rushing towards Su Qiao with a blade raised, just as it reached her. Smash. Her staff came down, shattering its skull. Don't underestimate the healer, she declared with a triumphant smirk. Half an hour later, the mountain wilderness was cleared. The Nightmare Dungeon was generous with its rewards. Our entire party leveled up by 7. Loot collected. Beast hide times 475. Goblin bones times 746. White tier gear times 31. Green tier gear times 8. That's it. Guzi looked disappointed. That's decent enough. The legendary grade loot last time was pure luck? I replied, downing a mana potion. I got 104 kills, Guzi reported. 247, Lin Ruowei declared with pride. 389, I said, wiping blood off my gear. No freaking way. Lin Ruowei looked stunned. You don't even have any AoE abilities. How'd you clear more mobs than me? I opened the party interface and displayed the leaderboard. Kill rankings. 1. Guyu, 389. 2. Lin Ruowei, 247. 3. Zhao Haizi, 104. 4. Su Qiao, 8. Speed conquers all, I said, casually twirling my spear. Liar. If I had AoE, I'd have cleared them all ages ago, I replied. All right, let's move. The first boss is ahead. Wait for us. The first one. Nightmare Dungeon. 2 floors, 2 bosses, I explained. In front of the valley. The boss is inside. Lin Ruowei sensed an intense and terrifying aura. Do we have enough supplies? I confirmed. We're good. We stepped into the valley. Dead silence. Only the sound of our heartbeats echoed. Boom. The ground shook violently. It's underground. I shouted. Too late. The ground shattered beneath us, sending everyone flying. I landed steadily on a piece of debris, while the others hit the ground in disarray. Watch your footing. The team quickly regrouped around Su Qiao. Barely perceptible vibrations. I leaped into the air, narrowly avoiding an attack. Earth Dragon. No eyes, it uses sound to locate its targets. Lin Ruowei yelled. Leave it to me. I dashed through the valley, creating as much noise as possible. The earth dragon burst out from the ground. This is it. I lunged forward, spear in hand. Minus 248,573. Its health bar instantly plummeted. Did we kill it? No. This is just the first phase. The dragon's shell cracked open, revealing a silver-scaled lizard. Hiss. Phase 2. Its attack and defense have drastically increased. Lin Ruowei fired an ice arrow. Crack. No effect. Immune to magic? Air Guzi threw a fireball, which shattered upon contact with the scales. What the hell? It really is immune. Air Guzi's voice echoed. Physical attacks, then? My thoughts raced as I thrust my spear with full force. Clang. Metal struck scales with a shower of sparks. Minus 4,596. No one-shot kill. My eyes narrowed. I instantly understood. This wasn't about the Earth Dragon's raw strength. It was the dungeon mechanics at play. In Nightmare difficulty, the rules were completely different. That last thrust, I'd felt a strange, uncanny force deflecting 90% of my power. Even Guji, Brother Gu, only did around 4,000 damage. Air Guzi's voice trembled. This boss is insane. The silver scales are the problem, I said, dodging the sweeping tail. They negate percentage-based damage. Who's got a debuff skill? Right? I have 10 bottles of armor-piercing potions. Lin Ruowei smacked her forehead. They reduce 50% of its armor and inflict a weakened state. Adds 10% damage taken for a minute. Not enough? I dodged another attack. Anything else? I have weakness. Su Qiao's voice was timid. Each stack increases damage taken by 5%, up to 3 stacks. Lasts 30 seconds. 25% bonus. Should work. My eyes glinted with determination. You guys focus on your spells. I'll hold it back. Got it. Su Qiao began chanting. The earth dragon abruptly changed direction, lunging straight at Su Qiao's position. Damn it. Is this thing that smart? I swung my spear, intercepting its path. Your opponent is me. The spear's tip thrust straight for the abdomen, an area without silver scales for protection. Roar. The earth dragon hastily twisted its massive body, taking the blow with its silver-scaled side. Minus 5,028. We bought some time. Weaken. A milky white glow engulfed the earth dragon, drenching it entirely. Ice arrow. Lin Ruowei's ice arrow, enhanced with armor-breaking potion, slammed into the creature with precision. The shimmering silver scales instantly dimmed. 2 debuffs applied simultaneously. Now's the time. I lunged my spear forward again. This time, the blade pierced in by an inch. Minus 15,833. The health bar plummeted sharply. Roar, roar. The earth dragon frantically tried to flee. Running away? I gritted my teeth, applying full force, twisting the spear. Crack. Silver scales flew off. Rhea. The earth dragon roared in agony as its mountainous body began careening toward me. Watch out. Guji, dodge it. Boom. In an instant, my figure was engulfed. Guji. Air Guzi's eyes turned bloodshot as he unleashed a barrage of frenzied fireballs. The heavy scent of scorched flesh filled the air, though it seemed to make no difference. Roar, roar, roar. The earth dragon let out triumphant bellows. Feeling happy yet? A calm voice spoke from above its skull. Guji, you're alive. Air Guzi's voice was trembling, tears streaming uncontrollably. I'm not that easy to kill. I responded lightly, standing atop the earth dragon's head, smirking. Lin Ruowei paused, abandoning the teleportation scroll mid-activation. Her emotions swirled into a storm of complexity. This boy from humble beginnings shone brightly enough to overshadow every so-called genius. Trying to sneak attack me, huh? I ground my heel into the creature's head. I can't stand backstabbers. Roar. The earth dragon frantically shook its massive head, desperately trying to dislodge me. My turn now. My spear struck down decisively. Squelch. Green blood splattered everywhere. Open up for me. I yanked the spear downward with brute force, carving out a massive gash from head to tail. Strip that armor. The last of its silver scales scattered to the ground. Stripped bare, the earth dragon lay utterly defenseless. Time to die. The spear plunged into its skull. Minus 99,999. Its colossal body collapsed with a deafening thud. An explosion of experience points sent the whole team surging to level 8. Don't let your guard down. There's still Phase 3. Lin Ruowei shouted urgently. The Earth Dragon's corpse began twitching and cracking apart. Golden wings unfurled from the growing fissures. Seriously again? Without hesitation, I drove my spear directly into the opening. Scree. A screech resounded but ended abruptly. Minus 99,999. Congratulations. Team Jojo has defeated the Nightmare Level Dungeon's first floor boss, currently holding the number 1 ranking. Whoa, Guji, did you just instantly end Phase 3 too? Guzi looked up at me with boundless admiration. As the dorm's only dad, this is my duty, I said, patting his shoulder. Quit taking advantage of me. Go ahead and pick a piece of the legendary loot first. My deepest gratitude, father. Without missing a beat, Guzi immediately changed the way he addressed me. Guyu, Lin Ruowei approached me. Would you be willing to join the Lin family as our guest elder? Let's discuss this outside. I didn't give a direct answer. I was no longer the naive boy I once was. The Lin family doors are always open for you. Lin Ruowei gestured toward the corpse. It's time for the loot. You take the lead. I reached out my hand. Earth Dragon, hide times 5. Earth Dragon soft tendon times 1. Earth Dragon tooth times 14. It was all crafting materials, quite valuable. For the second loot, a flash of purple light. Earth Dragon robe, purple. Level, 8. Attributes, plus 8% dodge. HP, plus 100. Intelligence, plus 20. That's a mage item. You guys decide who gets it. I stepped back. The three began eyeing each other. Roll for it. Lin Ruowei, 87. Guzi, 3. Su Qiao, 99. Nice luck. I mused. We'll let her loot next time. For the third loot, another flash of purple. Meteor shower, purple skill book. Mana cost, 150. Range, 5m x 5m. Description, summons 3 waves of meteors, each spaced 1 second apart. Damage scales with intelligence. A purple skill book. Lin Ruowei was stunned. Was I the instance's chosen one? I'm spec'd for ice, so I don't need it. Lin Ruowei shook her head. Give it to Brother Go, Su Qiao said softly. And me? Guzi stuttered. The book was worth at least 1,000,000 gold coins outside. Take it, I said, patting his shoulder. You'll handle clearing mobs for us. Got it. I'll give it my all. For the fourth loot, a burst of golden light. A legendary drop. I felt something hard and sleek in my hand. No way. My eyes lit up. Silver scales, legendary, times 5. 5 shimmering silver scales trembled slightly in my hands, their glow dazzling. A triumphant smirk spread across my face, just as I'd hoped. That guide I saw on the forums, tested over 10,000 times, didn't lie. For this unique boss fight, breaking off parts before killing it guaranteed rare materials. Stripping the Earth Dragon of its silver scales before finishing it off had paid off big time. No objections if I keep the legendary material, right? I toyed with the scales in my hand. Are you kidding, Brother Gu? Without you, we'd have been wiped a long time ago. Guzi was the first to voice his approval. Of course, Su Qiao softly echoed. Lin Ruowei, however, fixed her gaze on me. Planning to craft equipment? That's right. The materials are yours, but could you consider using the Lin family's forge? There was an unexpected hint of pleading in her tone. I raised an eyebrow. Since when had this proud Lin family heiress taken such a humble stance? We just opened a forge in Shanghai City, and we're being heavily suppressed by the competition, Lin Ruowei admitted through gritted teeth. We need a masterpiece to make a splash. If you agree, we'll waive all fees and provide the best craftsmanship. Deal. Really? With the school beauty Lin asking, how could I ever refuse? The corpse of the Earth Dragon dissipated as a blood-red giant door emerged. This is the entrance to the second floor, Lin Ruowei said. We'll proceed after some rest. Unknowingly, I had become the core of the team. Shanghai City, Dungeon Plaza. The atmosphere was already tense and electric. Old Lin, your daughter is truly something. To think she was the first to clear the first phase. A middle-aged man in white laughed. Just luck. She probably encountered the weakest slime. Old Lin responded indifferently. But hey, Master Wang, I hear you've equipped Wang Tung with an entire team of A-level talent, all armed with blue-tier gear. That's a hefty investment. Oh, nothing worth mentioning. If Miss Lin were to join, we'd have cleared the nightmare level by now, Master Wang replied modestly. Let the young folks handle their own business. Old Lin rejected calmly, without revealing much. You old foxes. Principal Lu chided, chiming in, getting the advantage but still playing humble. Now, you're joking, Lu? Old Lin replied. After all, they're your students. You're the real winner here. Principal Lu scoffed, but his eyes drifted toward the leaderboard. First place, Jojo Squad. Second place, Sword Immortal Squad. Third place, Scholarly Squad. Guyu? Lu paused in surprise. That so-called useless SS class talent? How in the world did he manage to team up with Lin's daughter? As the three powerhouses harbored their own thoughts, on the surface, they exchanged cordial laughter and idle chatter. Inside the Nightmare Dungeon, Sword Immortal Squad. Young Master Wong. The Jojo Squad has taken the lead, the Shield Warrior reported as he barely withstood a boss's impact. Wang Tung's face turned stormy, but he said nothing. A sword light burst forth. Minus 2049. The mutant slime was instantly cleaved into two. Silence fell over the room. Everyone knew young Master Wong was on the verge of snapping. They had top-tier talents, fully equipped blue gear, and the perfect setup. They even used an item to specify the weakest boss. By all logic, they should have been the first to clear the floor. If Jojo Squad snatched the victory, it would spell disaster for everyone here. Inside Scholarly Squad. Damn it, Zhang Tao fumed, glaring at the leaderboard and my name. He almost got caught by the boss due to his distraction. How could that good-for-nothing make it into Jojo Squad? Lin Ruowei would rather team up with a useless person than bring him instead? How much contempt did she hold for him? This was all my fault. The flames of jealousy raged in his heart. Is someone thinking of me? I muttered, rubbing my nose. The blood-red sky remained oppressive. Are we ready? Always. My greatsword is starving for action, Guzi declared, practically bouncing with excitement. He'd mastered his flaming meteor strike and was eager to put it to the test. Let's move. Crossing through the blood gate, the scene abruptly shifted. A gray, murky sky blanketed a dense forest that exuded a haunting silence. This is the second and final floor, Lin Ruowei warned. Once we clear it, the nightmare level is complete. Relax. Other than the boss, I'll mow down anything in our path like a god of destruction. Guzi swaggered forward, laughing loudly. Look at these monsters, so clever. They know the great me is here and ran off to hide. Ouch! His figure abruptly vanished. Something's up. I gripped my spear tightly, dashing forward. I found Guzi sprawled on the ground, rubbing his head. What the heck just tripped me? Turns out it was only a tree root. This stupid thing. Guzi stomped on the root with frustration. Step, step, step. Stop messing around. Watch out. Before I could finish, a disgusting squelch rang out. A giant man-eating flower suddenly sprang up from the ground, and half of Guzi had already disappeared into its gaping maw. His health was plummeting. Healing spell. Su Qiao cast a spell in an instant. I swept my spear with all my might. Slash. Minus 99,999 damage. Maximum damage hit. The monstrous flower died instantly. Guzi crawled out, looking pathetic and dripping with slimy goo. Be more careful next time. I'm sorry, Boss Goo. Guzi pleaded. Lin Ruowei suddenly exclaimed in surprise. I know where we are now. This is the outskirts of the Goblin King's city. The second-level boss is the Goblin King? I pieced it together quickly. Exactly. Word is, the Goblin King himself isn't particularly strong, but he can summon waves of monster armies. We have to defeat him swiftly to stop him from summoning reinforcements. Easy. Guzi was hyped up. Boss Goo can just one-shot him, right? We definitely have the upper hand, Lin Ruowei agreed. The team looked to me, all eyes expectant. I'll do my best, I responded, level-headed. Even though it was a nightmare-level boss, it wouldn't be that simple, but I had absolute confidence in my strength. With my raw stats alone, I could crush anything in my path. I just needed to remain cautious about survivability. Fire meteors rained from above. Guzi charged forward, burning everything in his way. Man-eating flowers disintegrated into ash under his flames. Fire mages were a natural counter to plant-type monsters. This is amazing. What a rush. Guzi laughed maniacally while unleashing his fire skills. Not a single blade of grass survived where he passed. The rest of us followed behind, taking it easy and looting whatever was left in his wake. Half an hour later, a colossal castle appeared in the distance. The Goblin King is inside, Lin Ruowei said, narrowing her eyes. The moment we enter, they'll know we're here. Use this. Su Qiao brought out 4 glowing green invisibility talismans. I took the talismans and nodded. If we're discovered, we'll fight our way through. Simple, bold, decisive. The rest of the team nodded without hesitation. My decision was their decision. After attaching the invisibility talismans, the 4 of us slipped into the castle. Oddly enough, it was completely empty. No goblins, no guards. There wasn't even the faintest shadow of movement. Silent, dead silent. Something's off, I muttered, my instincts screaming. My eyes locked onto the central palace. The answer lies there. The moment I pushed open the palace doors. Boom. The giant doors behind us slammed shut. Tricked, Lin Ruowei's face turned pale. Welcome to my domain, foolish human. From his throne, an emaciated goblin elder slowly rose. His golden robe floated, and rune patterns shimmered on the staff in his hand. Lin Ruowei immediately cast a detection spell. Goblin King. Level 10. Skills. Summoning. Grand Summoning. Other. Detection failed. Guzi exclaimed in shock. The Goblin King sneered and waved his staff. A glowing magic circle appeared on the floor, and a 3-headed hellhound roared its way out. You all keep it busy. I'll take care of that old fool. With my spear in hand, I charged straight for the throne. But then, another magic circle lit up. A massive axe-wielding goblin barred my path. Its axe came swinging down with a whistle through the air. I stopped dead in my tracks, narrowly dodging the blade as it grazed past my face. You're courting death. I thrust my spear like lightning, instantly piercing the axe goblin. Minus 39,210. One-shot kill. But the next second, a new axe goblin appeared. Kill 1, another spawns. Kill 2, 2 more arrive. Kill 3, and 3 replace them. Planning to wear me down, I quickly saw through the Goblin King's strategy. This was an overt scheme, either to exhaust me or force me to risk everything. But then I noticed a flaw. I purposefully slowed my attack pace and suddenly withdrew my spear just as I was about to strike. The Goblin King's summoning spell faltered instantly. Cough, cough. Hit with backlash. The Goblin King's face turned pale. This is my chance. Like an arrow loosed from a bow, I shot toward the throne. My spear aimed straight for his forehead. At the critical moment, blink. My spear tip pierced only an afterimage as the Goblin King appeared on a ceiling beam above. Blink. A mage's ultimate skill. Lin Ruowei was shocked. How do we even fight this? Guzi hurled a fireball, but the Goblin King blinked back to his throne again. You insignificant humans shall all perish here, the Goblin King roared. The axe goblins continued to flood forward. I remained calm, fighting while observing. I waited for the right moment. As my kill count rose, my experience bar climbed rapidly. Ding! Congratulations, Awaken Guyu, on reaching level 10. Choose your new skill. Fatal Strike. 10% chance to deal double critical damage. Shield Counter. Reflect all physical damage for 1 second. Warrior Charge. Lock onto a target and dash, stunning them for 1 second. Warrior Charge. I chose without hesitation. A surge of new power infused my body. The game ends now, I sneered. The next second, I repeated my earlier trick, disrupting the Goblin King's summoning rhythm again. Once more, the backlash struck. Warrior Charge. In an instant, I vanished, reappearing right in front of the Goblin King in front of me. Dizziness filled the air. The Goblin King's eyes widened in panic, attempting to teleport but frozen in place. This time, you won't escape. The spear pierced through its skull. Minus 89,341. A critical hit triggered. The Goblin King's massive body fell to the ground slowly, its eyes full of unwillingness. Boss Gu, you're incredible, Guzi shouted excitedly. With its master defeated, the Hellhound instantly dissipated. Congratulations on clearing the nightmare-level dungeon. First clear rewards are being calculated. I retrieved my spear, a faint, cold smirk appearing on my lips. So this is nightmare level? How underwhelming. My gaze locked onto the Goblin King again. In an instant, the self-proclaimed ruler trembled violently, like prey frozen under the piercing glare of an ancient predator. Jigugji. The Goblin King forced itself to remain calm, sneering. A lowly human like you? I can teleport. You'll never touch me. Its fingers tightened around its staff, eyes cautious and calculating. Thud, thud, thud. The 3 giant axe-wielding goblins crumpled to the ground one after another. Between me and the boss monster, a brief vacuum of silence emerged. Warriors charge. Target locked. I shot out like a cannonball, full of force. Gugji. The Goblin King's sneer deepened. Teleport. In the blink of an eye, it appeared behind Su Qiao with its staff raised high. Die. Su Qiao's pupils shrank. There was no time to react. Lin Ruowei's ice arrow had already been loosed, but was a fraction of a second too late. In that hair-splitting moment, my trajectory shifted sharply, my figure blurring for a split second. Clang. A deafening impact rang through the room. The Goblin King felt as if the world had spun upside down. It was like being struck directly in the head by a warhammer. The teleportation skill was forcibly disrupted. Die. My spear thrust forward like a venomous viper, impaling the boss squarely in the chest. Despite being a white-tier weapon, under the terrifying boost of my attributes, it unleashed devastating destruction. Green blood splattered everywhere. Minus 99,999. A blood-red number burst out. The Goblin King crashed to the ground with a thunderous boom. One-shot kill. Congratulations to Awakened Guyu for slaying the nightmare-level final boss. Congratulations to Jojo Squad for achieving the global first clear of the nightmare-level dungeon. Would you like to publish your clear footage? A series of notifications rang in quick succession. I'm still alive. Su Qiao panted heavily, her chest heaving from rapid breaths. Just moments ago, death had come within a hair's breadth. Are you alright? Lin Ruowei rushed over to examine her worriedly. Thank you, Guyu. Su Qiao's eyes were complicated, full of lingering emotion. If it weren't for you, it's what teammates are for, I said, my tone calm and detached. Hey, stop chatting like it's a romance drama. Guzi called out disheveledly. The Hellhound isn't dead yet. I turned back. The three-headed beast spewed fire, charging toward me relentlessly. Perfect timing. I reversed my grip and hurled the spear with all my strength. Whoosh. A piercing roar. The spear transformed into a streak of light, piercing through three heads in one strike. Roar. With a miserable wail, the summoned beast dissipated in an instant. That's it. It's over. Guzi was dumbfounded. Dungeon Square. The leaderboard suddenly flashed. Whoa, what the hell? Someone cursed aloud. Are you losing it in the middle of the night? The results aren't supposed to be out until tomorrow. Stop joking around. Someone cleared a nightmare-level dungeon. The person shouted. Get out of here. Nightmare-level dungeons? Even elite guilds have less than a 10% success rate. Clearing it in less than 24 hours? Are you trying to fool me? Don't believe me? Check the leaderboard yourself. More and more people turn to the big screen. It's true. The Kyushu Squad, 13 hours and 43 minutes. That speed. It's faster than most normal dungeons. There must be a bug in the system. Wait a second, Lin Ruowei. Isn't she the Lin family's heiress? No wonder. With the Lin family involved, it makes sense. Wait, something still feels off. Even with the Lin family, clearing it this rapidly isn't possible. Who's this Guyu? Suddenly, someone exclaimed, I know him. An S-tier talent failure. A berserker reject. What? The whole square was in an uproar. They brought along dead weight, effectively taking one less person, and still broke a 1,000-year record? That's defying logic. Sword Immortal Squad, second floor of the nightmare-level dungeon. Boss, can we clear it within a day? The mage asked casually. A day? The burly man with a beard over his jawline scoffed. Who do you think we are? We're breaking records. With Boss Sword Immortal class, the dungeon boss is no more than a lamb to the slaughter. The rogue sneakily emerged from the shadows. Wang Tung's lips curved slightly upward. Don't be careless. The first clear is ours. Don't worry, boss. The first floor boss was just an unlucky fluke. The bearded man reached for his communicator, and his face turned pale in an instant. Impossible. What happened? Kyushu Squad, they've already cleared it. His voice was trembling. You've got to be kidding. The team collectively checked their communicators. 13 hours and 43 minutes. The glaring numbers caused their expressions to darken. My smile froze. We are the strongest squad in Shanghai City, and our projected completion time is at least 20 hours. 13 hours? Who are they humiliating here? It must be a system error, right? Someone murmured. But deep down, everyone knew. The dungeon system never makes mistakes. Crack. The communicator shattered in my hand. Damn it. To claim the first clear, the Wang family had invested half of its resources. We're supposed to rise in this new era. Now it's all ruined. Speed up and finish the dungeon. My voice was ice cold. If you can't secure second place, you can all get out of the Wong family. The sword case opened. 18 swords whistled as they flew out. Team. Zhang Tao's face was deathly pale. Why? How could this be? How could that useless nobody claim the first clear? That should have been his position. His glory. Zhang Tao, stop spacing out or get out, the captain roared angrily. Why yes, I'm sorry, Zhang Tao stammered, lowering his head. But his eyes betrayed deep resentment and venom. VIP conference room. Why is it so noisy down there? Principal Lu frowned. Principal, a team just cleared the nightmare-level dungeon. The secretary replied cautiously. Ridiculous. Principal Lu slammed the table. That's impossible at this stage. Principal, perhaps you should check the leaderboard, the secretary quietly reminded. Principal Lu opened the comm device, and his expression froze. What is it? The head of the Wong family noticed something was off. Someone, Principal Lu started, his voice trailing. Someone completed the first clear. Haha, I knew it. Wong Tong, that kid. The head of the Wong family burst into hearty laughter. Cough, cough. Principal Lu's face turned awkward. Principal Lu, don't you dare back out. First clear rewards were a set agreement. The Wong family head declared boldly. Head of the Wong family, the first clear wasn't your team. Principal Lu's gaze shifted to the corner of the room. There sat the old master of the Lin family, leisurely sipping tea, the faintest of smiles playing at his lips. What? The Wong family head shot to his feet, his voice rising sharply. It wasn't from our team? Principal Lu, are you sure about this? Grabbing his comm device, the name Jojo Squad flashed on the screen. When the Wong family head processed it, someone who had commanded the business world for decades, his expression turned as dark as the bottom of a burned pot. Taking a deep breath, he suppressed his fury. This Jojo Squad. Who are they? Take a look yourself. Principal Lu's tone was icy. The Wong family head clicked on the members list, only to see Lin Ruowei, the young lady of the Lin family. Were they looking to start a war? Without delay, the Wong family head marched toward the corner where the old Lin master sat, donning a thin veneer of a smile. Old Master Lin, snatching a first clear like this, wouldn't a little heads up be more appropriate? Oh, Master Lin set his teacup down, a glint of sharpness crossing his gaze. The two wily veterans began their duel, words thinly veiled with barbs. First clear rewards go to the worthy, the old Lin master remarked with an air of nonchalance. Unless, of course, someone considers it their personal property. The old master truly has a grand perspective. The Wong family head gave a slight bow before storming off abruptly. Master Lin lightly tapped his fingers against the table, turning to his own comm device. Jojo Squad. Captain, Lin Ruowei. A twitch tugged at the corner of his lips. This girl? She stole the Wong family's meticulously prepped first clear right under their noses without making a sound? Principal Lu, I'll take my leave. Old Master Lin rose and made his exit, a cold glint in his eyes. If the Wong family dared to retaliate, the Lin family would be ready to meet them head-on. Inside the dungeon. Time to loot. Guzi rubbed his hands together in excitement, his eyes practically glowing. Let Gu do it. The three others chorused without hesitation. I placed my hand on the Goblin King's massive corpse. A brilliant blue light erupted. Goblin King's bone times 5. Goblin Kings. Pix 10. Goblin King's IX2. All blue materials. Guzi's eyes widened in shock. Is the Nightmare Dungeon always this generous? Nightmare level usually drops at best green materials, Lin Ruowei said, her eyes burning with excitement. This must be Gu Yu's insane luck stat kicking in. I continued looting. 3 beams of purple light shot into the sky. 3 epic items. Guzi nearly bit his tongue in disbelief. Summoner's Belt. Increases all summon units' attributes by 5%. Comes with the skill Minor Summoning. God tier item. Too bad none of us are summoners. Lin Ruowei shook her head. Mage's Ring. Intelligence plus 15. Elemental Resistance plus 5%. I want it. Gimme that. Big Brother Gu Yu. 3 sets of eyes stared straight at me. Roll for it. I retreated without hesitation. Guzi rolled the dice, 16 points. His face turned green. Su Qiao rolled, 71 points. Lin Ruowei rolled, 72 points. A narrow win. Goblin Boots. Movement speed plus 10%. Comes with a skill, blink, 10 meters teleport, 24-hour cooldown. This was the core skill of the boss. Guzzi exclaimed. Cooldown's too long. Useless, Su Qiao frowned. Let's all roll, I suggested, tossing the dice. 100. The group fell dead silent. Big Bro Goo, you're straight up robbing us. Guzzi wailed. Power rules, got it? I put the boots away and continued looting. Golden light erupted. Overlord's spear. Attack plus 300. Strength plus 50. Skill. Overlord's protection. 3 seconds magic immunity. 80% control resistance. These stats are insane. Guzzi's eyes practically popped out. This one's mine, I claimed it outright. Another burst of golden light. Scotty's eye. All attributes plus 25. Skill. Concealment. Enter stealth 5 seconds after activation. I'll pay 500,000 for it and split the cash between everyone. Lin Ruowei offered decisively. Deal. The loot was collected and a green portal appeared. Wait, I stopped the group. We're too high profile. Once we're out, follow me to the Lin clan to lay low for a bit. With me here, no one would dare touch any of you. Lin Ruowei tilted her chin proudly. The teleportation glow faded. In the center of the plaza, it was just the 4 of us. Everyone else backed off 10 meters, their hundreds of eyes locked onto us. The atmosphere was suffocating. This isn't good, I whispered. Where are your people? Lin Ruowei's fingers danced across her communicator. Heroes of the first clearing team. A smooth voice broke the tension. A young man strode over, followed by a dozen men in black suits. I am Wang Tung of the Wang clan, here to congratulate you all, he said with a smile, though his gaze was as venomous as a snake. It was gloomy. I frowned. The newcomer's tone was gentle, but my instincts screamed at me. This man was dangerous. Uncle Wang, please stop flattering us. It was just sheer luck, Lin Ruowei said coldly. Haha, niece Lin, you're too modest. The Wang family head's eyes sparkled with interest. A nightmare level first clear? That's no luck. Your team must all be ruthless experts. His gaze, sharp as a blade, swept across me, Guzzi, and Su Qiao, as if he wanted to dissect our secrets. Uncle Wang, you're so capable, please don't try to poach my team, Lin Ruowei said with a feigned look of grievance. Rest assured, I won't touch your people, the Wang family head promised before revealing his true intentions. But how did you do it? I'm willing to pay handsomely for a walkthrough guide. Just as Lin Ruowei was about to answer, an aged but imposing voice cut through the conversation. Brother Wang, don't put the young ones in a tough spot. The Lin family patriarch stepped in front of Lin Ruowei, exuding an aura of authority. A flash of frustration crossed the Wang family head's face, but his composed smile quickly returned. I was just trying to offer a benefit, that's all. Well then, thank you kindly. You can send the benefits directly to the Lin family, the old patriarch replied with a smile, his words carrying a sharp edge. Another time, I'll pay my respects, said the Wang family head, bowing and taking his leave. As his figure disappeared into the distance, Grandpa Lin turned sharply, his gaze piercing like lightning. Ruowei, you've caused big trouble. Come home with me. I'm bringing my team with me, Lin Ruowei replied, standing her ground. You. Grandpa Lin's eyes met his granddaughter's determined expression, and with a heavy sigh, he relented. Fine, all of you come along. Relieved, the 3 of us, Guzzi, Su Qiao, and I, exchanged glances. Staying with the Lin family to weather the storm was far better than dealing with endless trouble out in the open. At the Lin family villa, this is my turf. You all stay here for now, Lin Ruowei said, allocating rooms for us. Ruowei, to the study, Grandpa Lin called, his tone somber. You guys get some rest. Lin Ruowei nodded at me and then followed her grandfather. The moment the study door closed, Grandpa Lin erupted. Give me one good reason. They're my teammates, Lin Ruowei replied calmly but firmly. Do you even understand how much the Wang family sacrificed for that dungeon? And now you've snatched their prize right out from under them. How do you plan to deal with this? Grandpa, Lin Ruowei sneered. Since when has the nightmare level first clear become the Wang family's private property? They came fully prepared but failed anyway. How is that my fault? Still daring to argue with me? Grandpa, if you keep scaring me, I might just unplug your oxygen tank. Hey, you go to school and come back all rebellious, huh? Grandpa Lin griped, his tone a mix of anger and disappointment. You keep stirring up drama, and I'll leave. No, no, no. Don't go. Grandpa Lin quickly changed to a sterner tone. What is your real intention behind bringing your team here? Do you realize you're putting the Lin family directly in the line of fire? Because they're a million times more reliable than the useless ones in the family. Lin Ruowei spilled everything about the dungeon. Are you saying Guyu is the key? Master Lin's eyes lit up. Exactly. His gear is average, but he can dominate dungeons. His stats have already surpassed the limits. It must be an SS class attribute, perfectly complementing the berserker profession, a double negative making a positive. Master Lin stroked his beard thoughtfully. So he's not useless? Lin Ruowei's gaze flickered. Whether he's useless or not has nothing to do with us. Or could it be? A sly smile appeared on Master Lin's face. Granddaughter, have you taken a liking to him? Impossible. Lin Ruowei's face turned red all the way to her ears. Still denying it. No wonder you're so protective of your little sweetheart. With his talent, being a live-in son-in-law for the Lin family isn't too shabby. Get lost. We're just classmates, strictly mutual benefit. Oh, Master Lin dragged out the word with a teasing undertone. Not saying another word. Lin Ruowei slammed the door shut and stormed off. From the shadows of the room emerged a faint silhouette. Master, this Guyu. Miss had me investigate him before. She even insisted on returning something to him personally. Humph. My only concern is Xiaowei falling for him without even realizing it. Master Lin's voice was icy. Keep a close watch on that boy. If his character is good, he can marry into the family. If not, kill him on the spot. Understood. The door to my room creaked open. Didn't you want to craft some gear? I'm taking you to our family forge. Lin Ruowei stood at the doorway. I noticed the unusual tone in her voice, but didn't press further. All right. The atmosphere inside the sleek black business car was thick with awkward silence. Guyu, what are your plans after this? Lin Ruowei finally broke the quiet. What plans? Don't play dumb. There's still 1 month until the next dungeon. Surely you're not just bumming around with the Lin family until then. I'm heading to the wilds for some practice, I said nonchalantly. The wilds. Lin Ruowei's eyes widened. The beasts out there are all above level 20. Plus, there are world bosses. You trying to get yourself killed? The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. My gaze remained firm. Instead of waiting in a greenhouse, I'd rather go out and grow stronger. Lin family youths don't even step into the wilds until they're at least level 15, and even then, they're escorted by elders level 20 or above. Grinding the first dungeon until level 15? That's a waste of time. I shook my head. Dungeon drops diminish with repetition, but there's no such restriction in the wilds. Besides, with my current stats, I'm probably more than capable of holding my own against level 20 beasts. Are you preparing for the college entrance exam? Lin Ruowei seemed to suddenly understand. A good score is the only way to change your fate. Then I'm going too. Lin Ruowei suddenly declared. What? I froze. The Lin family's pampered daughter wants to follow me into the wilds? Grandpa's going to tear me apart. You're my target. Trying to secretly get stronger? No way. Lin Ruowei's petite face flushed slightly. Good luck, I said, offering a silent 3-second prayer. Miss, we've arrived, the driver announced, pulling over. Lin's forging hall. 27 floors. I looked up at the skyscraper that seemed to pierce the clouds. Child's play, Lin Ruowei said nonchalantly. A small world on every floor, 27 small worlds. What a fortune. This is part of the Lin family's 100-year plan. Darn capitalist extravagance, I muttered under my breath. Stop whining. If other Lin family members overhear you, don't even think about walking out of here in one piece. As the grand doors were pushed open, a group of women in elegant kipeos greeted in unison. Welcome, Miss Ruowei. Where's Lin been? She asked. Coming. A towering, muscular man nearly 2 meters tall came jogging over, each thudding step shaking the ground. How's your training with Master Mo going? Master Mo only has me working the bellows. Lin Bin scratched at his head sheepishly. No rush, take your time learning. And this gentleman is the young master-in-law? Lin Bin glanced at me. Don't spout nonsense. He's Guyu, my teammate. We're here to see Master Mo about crafting some gear. Lin Ruowei snapped, shooting him a glare. Ah, Brother Gu. Pleased to meet you. Lin Bin extended his rough, calloused hand. Likewise, I replied, shaking his hand with a smile. 27th floor, small world. Master Mo, the young miss is here. Lin Bin called out as we entered. Lin Ruowei? What's she doing here? A young man, extravagantly dressed, turned around upon hearing Lin Bin's shout. Lin Ruowei furrowed her brows slightly. Who's that? I whispered. A brat from the third branch. Lin Hao. Lin Bin muttered with displeasure. He's always been at odds with the young miss since they were kids. Looks like there's trouble brewing today. The tension in the room thickened immediately. I glanced toward the corner where Master Mo sat. The sly old man was leisurely munching on snacks, clearly enjoying the unfolding drama and in no mood to get involved in the Lin family squabbles. Lin Ruowei, what brings you here today? Blown in by some strange wind. Lin Hao smirked insincerely. No dungeon raiding for you today? Or wait. He paused, a malicious glint in his eyes. Without us so-called deadweights, you can't even clear a dungeon, can you? His words were dripping with venom. Lin Ruowei's eyes darkened with icy fury. Lin Hao, fresh out of the confinement room and already looking to go back. Are you threatening me now? Lin Hao's expression stiffened before his tone turned confrontational. Cousin, if you've got what it takes, prove it with your strength. Don't rely on family elders to throw their weight around. He waved his hand sharply, signaling for the other Lin family members present to close in. Today, I'm not backing down. Lin Ruowei's staff materialized, ice blue light swirling around it. Getting worked up? Lin Hao sneered. You're here to see Master Mo about crafting gear, right? Too bad, I got here first. According to family rules, first come, first served. You'll just have to wait your turn. He turned to his cronies and said mockingly, You guys still have gear to craft too, right? Of course. Got plenty of materials, someone jeered. Cousin, don't rush. It'll only take us half a month. A month? Master Mo will surely find some time. Fool. Lin Ruowei trembled with anger. The rare material in my hand is enough to forge a legendary piece of equipment. Once this opportunity leaks out, tomorrow there'll be countless blacksmiths knocking on my door, begging to work for free just for the material. And these idiots are holding me back at a time like this? Do you even realize the damage you're doing to the family's plans? Can you take responsibility for this? Don't throw accusations and labels around. Lin Hao turned his sharp gaze toward me. Could it be you're in such a rush because of that boy toy of yours? Everyone burst into laughter. Pretty boy. Kept by her, is he? Using family resources for outsiders? Are you looking for death? Lin Ruowei's face flushed red as frosty patterns swirled and condensed on her staff. Lin Hao and his group unsheathed their weapons. A fierce battle was on the brink of breaking out. Stop! Don't you dare damage my forging furnace. Master Mo suddenly dashed out, standing between the two sides. Reluctantly, everyone withdrew their weapons. Master Mo, you decide who's in the right. Lin Ruowei's tone was firm and unyielding. The elderly smith coughed awkwardly. Miss Lin, please don't put me in such a hard spot. Let's stick to the rules. But I'm willing to work overtime to craft something for you. How about that? Lin Hao begrudgingly nodded. For Master Mo's sake, we'll let it slide. Lin Ruowei sighed. That might work any other time, but not today. You have to forge my order first. Master Mo's face instantly darkened. Lin Hao and his group looked on gleefully, already enjoying the drama. Master Mo, can I have a word in private? Lin Ruowei gestured toward a quiet corner. Let's see what excuse you'll come up with, Master Mo grumbled, his face grim as he followed her. After a few moments, the two returned. This time, Master Mo's face was full of smiles. Lin Hao, eager to insert himself, chimed in. Master Mo, Lin Ruowei is so disrespectful. I'll make sure my father knows and has a word with her. Silence. Master Mo abruptly cut him off, his expression cold and severe. I'm holding back only because of who your father is. Otherwise, I'd have thrown you all out by now. Leave this instant. Lin Hao was utterly dumbfounded. I'm not repeating myself, Master Mo continued, his eyes freezing cold. That single glance made Lin Hao break into a cold sweat. Of all people, the family's chief blacksmith wasn't someone he could afford to offend. Will leave right away, he stammered, forcing a strained smile, then signaled for his group to retreat. As they passed by Lin Ruowei, Lin Hao muttered a low threat. The mountains won't move, and neither will we. Just wait and see. Dear cousin, you're still so naive. Lin Ruowei responded with calm indifference. Without delaying further, Master Mo immediately closed the entrance to his personal pocket dimension, dismissed all assistants, and personally led us into his quaint little hut. An esteemed guest like you gracing us with your presence. What an honor beyond words. At this moment, Master Mo was all smiles, his previous arrogance nowhere to be seen. Lin Bin stood there frozen, utterly bewildered by the sudden change. I took out a gold-colored scale and handed it over. Master Mo, I need you to craft me a piece of equipment. This is… Master Mo's voice quivered with excitement. May I touch it? Receiving my permission, he carefully felt the scale. It emitted a crisp metallic resonance, like the clash of gold and steel. Golden legendary material. Master Mo's eyes gleamed as brightly as the stars. Where did you? Coming. Nightmare dungeon boss. Did our ancestors' tombs start smoking? This is dropping from the lowest tier nightmare dungeon. I'm going to craft an inner armor. One piece isn't enough. I suggest creating a heart-protecting mirror. Are 5 pieces enough? I took out 4 more. F5. Master Mo was so shocked he was speechless. In his lifetime, he'd hardly ever seen more than 5 types of golden materials combined. Are you serious about forging this? Master Mo confirmed again, over and over. Why else would I come? What Master Mo didn't know was that those 5 scales represented his chance to break through his bottleneck. His long-stagnant forging skills finally had a chance to improve. Don't worry, young man. He patted his chest and assured me. 3 days. I will craft the finest inner armor for you. Additional materials? I've got it all covered. I patted my chest confidently, my eyes gleaming, as if I were a priceless gem about to sprint away. At last, I understood something. A blacksmith might not care about money or women, but they absolutely can't resist the temptation of rare materials. Thanks for your trouble, Master Mo. I agreed heartily. Back at the Lin family courtyard, the 4 members of Team 9 Continents gathered. Just as I pushed open the door, 3 pairs of eyes locked on me simultaneously. Big Bro Goo. Guzzi's voice quivered like he was about to cry. Are you really ditching us to go solo? Is what Sister Rualwei said true? I glanced at Lin Rualwei. She was glaring at me in return. Su Qiao also chimed in. We know how strong you are, but… Stop. I raised my hands. Who said anything about going solo? Liar. Lin Rualwei retorted. You clearly stated you're going to level up in the field. Did I ever forbid you from tagging along? Lin Rualwei froze. Come to think of it, I really hadn't said that. Stop jumping to conclusions. I pulled out my communicator. 3 days from now, once I pick up my gear, I'll head to Linhai City. I'll be back in 7 days. Then we'll go hunting in the field together. Linhai City. Lin Rualwei looked skeptical. Take a look at this. The screen of my communicator displayed a bombshell headline. A genius tank awakened in a fallen family from Linhai City. Major factions are fighting over him. Vanished under mysterious circumstances. Big Bro Goo. Can you even trust gossip from those forums? Guzzi scratched his head. What kind of nonsense genius tank? Lin Rualwei frowned. There are 20 rumors like this every single day. I'm not sure about the other stuff. I smirked knowingly. But this person? You all know him. What? Nangong Wentian. What? Lin Rualwei's eyes widened. The Nangong family, actually. Top scorer of the 8-city joint exam 3 years ago. Guzzi exclaimed. Exactly. How did he end up like this? Su Qiao asked, puzzled. As soon as we meet, you'll understand, I said calmly. But he's so powerful. Why would he join us? Because we have something others don't. A gleam of determination flashed in my eyes. Freedom. Lin Rualwei seemed to grasp something. Her face contorted with hesitation. Rualwei, if he truly joins, I'll take the lead as captain, I said seriously. The Lin family won't be dragged into this. The forces capable of toppling the Nangong family aren't to be taken lightly. I have no attachments, but the Lin family does. What's there to be afraid of? Guzzi said boldly. With Brother Gu here, we'll face whatever comes our way. Maybe things won't be as bad as they seem. Since when did you learn to comfort people? Brother Gu, I'm the warm-hearted prince of our class, didn't you know? Uffed. Su Qiao couldn't help but laugh. You guys just focus on cultivating, Guzzi said, thumping his chest. By the time Brother Gu gets back, I guarantee I'll get everyone to level 15. Get lost. 3 days later, in Master Mo's personal dimension, Brother Gu, Master Mo approached, his face glowing with excitement. Master Mo, have you had a breakthrough? I asked, noticing immediately. Haha, all thanks to the materials you brought me. In the center of the thatched hut lay an inner armor encased in honey-colored wax. I reached out to touch it. The wax melted instantly. A burst of golden light blinded the room. Earth Dragon Scale Armor, Gold Tier. Level 10. Attributes. Reduces all damage by 10%. Strength/Agility Intelligence, plus 10 each. Skills. Dragon's Battle Cry, boosts all attributes by 10% for 5 minutes. Dragon Roar, Area of Effect Mental Attack, 5 seconds. A legendary piece of equipment. I put it on immediately, feeling a surge of pure energy envelop my body. Test it over there. Master Emo pointed to an open space. Moving like a shadow, I activated. Dragon Roar. Roar. A terrifying shockwave erupted, pulling grass from its roots. Lin Rowe and the others clutched their ears, their faces pale. I stopped at once. This skill turned out to be an indiscriminate AoE attack. Dragon's Battle. The armor's scales rose sharply, and energy flowed into my limbs. With a swift motion, my spear struck the ground like lightning. Crack! Crack! The earth trembled violently. Stop! Stop! Master Mo panicked. If you keep going, you'll collapse my realm. Reluctantly, I withdrew my spear. Brother Gu, what's the stats on this armor? Urguzi asked, his eyes glowing with curiosity. I shared the details openly. What the heck? 10% damage reduction and a 10% upgrade to all attributes? This is broken. Brother Gu, Urguzi began hinting like crazy. Your old green tier armor. I'll list it in the trading market. What? No. Urguzi looked crestfallen. Just kidding, I said, throwing an arm around his shoulders. I already saved it for you. With that, I unbound the old armor and handed it over. Damn it. Gu, you tricked me again. Bidding farewell to Master Emo, I boarded the train bound for Linhai City. First-class luxury cabin, Lin Roawe's arrangement. Mr. Guyu? A polite young lady in uniform took my luggage respectfully. That's me. Please follow me to car number 1. As I passed through the second-class section, 2 familiar figures caught my eye in the corner. Tang Hao, Zhang Tao. What are they doing together? My mind froze for a moment, but I kept my composure. In the first-class cabin, a flight attendant greeted me with a professional smile. Mr. Gu, here's your seat. Let us know if you need anything. Got it. I reclined into the leather chair. From Shanghai to Linhai, it was just an hour's journey. I closed my eyes to rest, but my mind was racing. Zhang Tao and Tang Hao, these 2 treacherous snakes, why are they together? What's even stranger, why are they here? At a time like this, even the lowest level reawakened are grinding nonstop for the college entrance exam. Why would 2 mid-tier combatants show up in Linhai instead of leveling up? The train was direct, no stops. Their destination was Linhai City, too. And the biggest recent event in Linhai? The downfall of the Nangong family. A sharp gleam flashed in my eyes. Nangong Wentian used to be an exchange student in our class. Zhang Tao knows him too. I'd bet good money they're here for the same reason as me. But who's pulling the strings behind the curtain? Even with the Nangong family in decline, Nangong Wentian wouldn't stoop to working with scum like them. These 2 are just cannon fodder. The 3 great families of Shanghai, Lins, Wangs, and Luos, each have countless affluent clans under them. Which of them sent these lackeys? It looks like the wolves of Shanghai have already set their sights on the Nangong family's carcass. If I slow down, I won't even get a bone. Ding dong. Linhai City, approaching arrival. Please prepare to disembark. As soon as the train stopped, I shot out of the car first. Under the azure sky, I flagged down a car. Driver, Weihai outskirts. The outskirts of Weihai? That'll be 50 gold coins, the driver blurted out without missing a beat. Deal. As the car started moving, the driver struck up a conversation. Hey kid, you're not from around here, are you? Heading to the Nangong family to try your luck? How'd you guess? Huh. I've been driving for 20 years. Is there any place in Linhai I don't know? The driver chuckled proudly. Weihai outskirts? That's all Nangong family territory. Ever since word got out about their downfall, I've been taking over a dozen passengers a day to that area. What are they all doing there? I played dumb. You don't know? The driver gave me a suspicious look. I'm from the Imperial City. Got a friend who's connected to the Nangong family. Thought I'd drop by. Oh, so you're a young master from the capital. The driver seemed to realize something and loosened up to chat. Let me give you a tip, young man. Don't go around telling people you know someone from the Nangong family. Why not? When the tree falls, the monkeys scatter. The people flocking there are nothing but wolves and jackals looking to cash in. The driver spat in disgust. When the Nangong family was in their prime, These scavengers wouldn't dare show their faces. But now that, a figure suddenly appeared. Shameless. Master, are you part of the Nangong family? I asked. No, but the Nangong family is the guardian of our Linhai. Without them, how can ordinary people live so peacefully? The driver sighed. It's just a shame we can't help much. Before long, the car came to a stop at the entrance of an island. We're at the outskirts of Weihai now. Regular folks don't dare venture further, so this is as far as I go. I left behind 100 gold coins. Wait a second. We agreed on 50. The driver protested. The extra 50 is for the information you shared. That stuff? Everybody knows it. It's not even worth mentioning. I ignored his remarks and moved straight toward the entrance. Hey, young man, I'll wait here for your return. The driver called out from behind. As I reached the entrance, I felt a sudden gaze locked on me, but it disappeared in an instant. Frowning slightly, I proceeded forward. Hey there, heading to the Nangong family? Want to team up? A small group of 4 waved at me near the entrance. I'm only level 10. I responded hesitantly, feigning reluctance. That's no problem at all. The rest of us are above level 15. We'll take care of you, said the enthusiastic, burly team leader. We split any gold from sold equipment evenly. I glanced at their levels. 15, 15, 17, 16. There's no such thing as a free lunch. I'll join. I pretended to have been persuaded. Great. That's the spirit. Call me Old Huang, the leader said with a hearty laugh. Ding. Join the pig hunt team. Team members, 5/5. Pig hunt. I murmured, twitching slightly at the name. We're pretty strong, you know, and we walk through the outskirts of Weihai like it's nothing. Old Huang clapped me on the shoulder and began introducing the team. That's Lu Zong, our mage, Xiaoan, our support, Big D, the archer, and I'm the tank. The others remained indifferent, though their eyes occasionally darted toward me, sizing me up. All right, everyone's here. Let's move. Lu Zong spoke impatiently. At the teleportation gate, the official held out his hand. 100 gold coins per person. Old Huang offered a cigarette, but the worker didn't take it, instead rubbing his fingers suggestively. Old Huang got the hint and discreetly slipped 5 coins into his hand. Team of 5, group discount, 50 gold per person. Everyone began paying their share, except for me. I stood still, not moving a muscle. I forgot to bring money, I said innocently, putting on my best sheepish face. Old Huang froze, his expression stiff. This kid came without a single coin? A glint of silver flickered in his eyes as he activated his detection skill. My entire body radiated bright golden light. I was a walking treasure trove. I'll cover for you this time, Old Huang grumbled, clearly pained as he reluctantly forked over an additional 50 coins. Once we get into the outskirts, let's see how you'll repay me. With a flash of white light, the 5 of us suddenly found ourselves in a desolate farmland. This used to be part of the Nangong family's outer estates. Now that it's been abandoned, wild beasts have moved in, Old Huang explained. Watch out for leeches and water snakes underfoot. I'll take the lead. Big D, Lu Zong, stay in the middle. Xiaoan, you and our young friend bring up the rear. Shield in hand and blade ready, Old Huang leapt into the rice field. The group cautiously followed him over a ridge of farmland. Bubbles suddenly surfaced on the water. Watch out. Old Huang's face turned pale. The water burst open. Countless bubbles surged crazily upward, making the entire lake's surface look like it was boiling. Weapons ready. The team instantly went into high alert. Every pair of eyes locked onto the churning water. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed Xiaoan sneaking a glance at me. This guy actually had his hands in his pockets, looking completely unfazed. Hey, protect yourself. With you guys around, what's there to be afraid of? I smirked. Veins popped on Xiaoan's forehead. Splash. The water erupted. Dozens of dark shadows darted out from all directions, crashing through the surface. The swirling ripples formed a chaotic vortex, trapping our team in the center. Damn it. Water snakes. Old Huang's face was ashen. What do we do now? Lu Zong was drenched in cold sweat. Prepare your skills. Taunting roar. Old Huang roared, stomping hard on the ground. A wave of crimson energy exploded from him, rippling outward and sweeping across the scene. It worked instantly. The water snakes seemingly went berserk and surged straight at him. 3 times as many as before. Cold sweat dripped down Old Huang's face. Holy blessing. At the critical moment, a silver light descended from above, forming a glowing set of armor around Old Huang. Shaoan had acted. I raised an eyebrow. That support class. Interesting. Hiss. A dark shadow breached the water, fangs lunging straight for Old Huang's face. Clang. A shield raised just in time, the clash echoing with a heavy thud. Blackwater Snake. Level 10. HP 1000/1000. Strength 10. Agility 15. Intelligence 5. I gave the stats a quick scan. Decent. Just like the usual mobs in a nightmare dungeon. Quick, pour out the damage. Old Huang barked. Fireball. Sniper shot. -651. -433. The Blackwater Snake was instantly scorched black. Old Huang had just let out a sigh of relief when his face suddenly contorted in agony. Aya! He shot up into the air as a black snake sank its fangs firmly into his crotch. What the hell? Lu Zong and Da Di instinctively covered their own crotches in horror. Don't just stand there. Help me. Old Huang's voice cracked with pain. I got this. Lu Zong raised his staff. You trying to burn me to death? Old Huang's face turned green. But my strength stat is only 5. Should I snipe it? Da Di hesitated. -15, -20, -45. The Blackwater Snake kept gnawing, numbers floating above Old Huang's head. Even with the holy blessings damage reduction, the searing, drilling agony was unmistakable. Please, just do something. I'm gonna be ruined at this rate. Old Huang's voice had a tinge of sobbing. Sniper shot. Bang. -1088. Critical hit. The Blackwater Snake's head exploded. Got it. Big D excitedly flashed a victory gesture. Got your sister. Old Huang scowled as he pulled the snake's corpse down. The spot where the snake's head had been blown apart aligned perfectly with a certain area. Ahem. Old Huang, it wasn't on purpose, I swear. We'll settle this later. For now, focus up. Old Huang protectively covered his lower area while preparing another taunt. This time, with everyone ready, the teamwork felt noticeably smoother. Blazing fireball, sniper shot. Before the Blackwater Snake could even rear its head again, it was taken down instantly. Holy blessing, attack blessing, swift blessing. Shaoan activated all 3 support skills at once. At last, the team's coordination shone through. The swarm of snakes was quickly wiped out. Golden light shimmered. I leveled up to 11. Though honestly, to me, the single point in all attributes barely made a difference. Little bro, feels good to level up, huh? Old Huang gave me a sly grin as he came near. Wait till we reach the Nangong family's core zone. Beasts at level 15 everywhere, and you'll level even faster. His tone was dripping with temptation, but to me, completely unappealing. Little bro, you've been enjoying our power leveling service, right? And the entry ticket? That was on me. Old Huang rubbed his fingers together meaningfully. Shouldn't you show a little bit of appreciation? Huangji, I swear, I'm broke. I spread my hands helplessly. Playing the innocent act, huh? Keep it up. Old Huang smirked inwardly. He'd robbed enough rich kids by now. Distinguishing the haves from the have-nots was second nature. The humbler they acted, the more treasure they usually carried. No money? That's fine. You can leave some gear as collateral. We'll appraise it fairly, and once you've got money, you can redeem it. He recited the lines as if this was an outright robbery. Collateral? Redemption? Yeah, right. What a joke. Huangji, I seriously don't have much. How about this? When divvying up the loot, just leave me out. I gestured at my faded, practically featureless outfit. Don't worry about it. Since we said we'd take you along, we'll see it through. Old Huang thumped his chest in reassurance. Well, thanks then. No thanks needed. Meeting is fate, after all. Old Huang spun around to urge the others. Hurry up and clean this mess. Any more noise, and we'll have other beasts on us in no time. Then, lowering his voice, he sidled up to Shaoan. That kid. Notice anything unusual about him? Way too calm. Not like a rookie at all. Shaoan muttered back. Huh. Cocky little punk. Doesn't know what's coming. He'll learn soon enough. Old Huang smirked. Get him to that spot. After he voluntarily hands over some cash, knock him out cold. Got it. Old Huang gave Big D and manager Lu a sly look. The two of them nodded in understanding. Little bro, shall we get moving? Huang asked with a fake friendly smile. Sure. I flashed a bright, innocent grin of my own. The group made their way through the dense forest. Before long, the outline of the Nangong family estate came into view. Just through this valley ahead, and we'll be in the core zone. Old Huang announced as he led the way. I followed behind him, only to notice the three of them had already stopped to turn and glare at me coldly. What's wrong? Drop the act, kid. Old Huang ripped off his disguise, his face twisted with greed. This is a robbery. Hand over everything valuable. I glanced around calmly. The valley's narrow terrain was the perfect setup. Both the front and back exits were blocked. Shaoan guarded the exit, staff raised. The ideal ambush point. So you're finally done pretending? I chuckled lightly. You knew all along? Old Huang squinted his eyes. Since the moment you guys invited me, I said, rolling my wrists. There's no such thing as a free lunch. I understand that much. Knowing that, you still dared to come? You must be pretty confident. Old Huang sneered. What a pity, kid. You're way too naive. No matter how strong you are, can one person really take on a well-coordinated team? Before he could finish his sentence, taunting roar, flame missile, sniper shot, divine bind. For abilities activated in perfect sync. A red shockwave forced attention toward it. Fireballs and bullets blocked escape routes, while radiant chains shot up from the ground, aiming to bind my legs. Flawless teamwork. No room for error. This is it. I shifted my position slightly. Blink. In an instant, I appeared behind Old Huang. What the? Boom. A single punch sent him flying like a cannonball, slamming hard into the mountainside. Minus 1,257. Captain. Both Lu Zong and Da Di were panicked. Dragon's roar. A terrifying sound wave enveloped the area. All three of them froze instantly, unable to move. I blinked again. Bam. Bam. 2 punches later, Lu Zong and Da Di were sent flying in quick succession. Minus 1,189. Minus 1,344. 3 moves. 3 people. All critically injured. This can't be happening. Shaoan trembled, stepping back. How are your stats so high? You seemed pretty happy when I leveled up, I said, taking slow, measured steps toward her. For every step I took, Shaoan stumbled a step back. Don't come closer. Divine Sanctuary. A silver shield wrapped around her, the ultimate defense skill designed to absorb up to 5,000 damage. But, boom, the Overlord Spear appeared in my hand, its tip gleaming coldly as light flashed. The shield shattered like paper. Minus 2,156. Shaoan's widened eyes slowly dimmed as she collapsed. WH, who are you really? Old Huang struggled to crawl out of the rubble, terror plastered across his face. Over 400 strength? Nearly 2,000 damage. These were not stats a level 11 player should have. Just a passing adventurer. I stowed my spear. SP, spare me. We didn't recognize who you are. Old Huang fell to his knees, begging. I know the secret of the Nangong family. I can take you to their treasure. Treasure? Yes. The Nangong family's legacy vault. It's filled with countless pieces of equipment and skill books. Old Huang said, clinging onto hope like a drowning man grasping at straws. We've investigated it for a long time, and we're just waiting for the right moment. Today is the day. As long as you spare us, we'll split the loot with you. No, forget that, 70% for you. I rubbed my chin thoughtfully. The Nangong family's treasure vault. That's right. Today, their entire clan is preoccupied dealing with the beast tide. The vault is at its most vulnerable. Old Huang eagerly explained. This opportunity won't come again. Sounds intriguing. Then you agree? But I refuse. I smiled faintly. Old Huang's face instantly turned pale. Why? Why not? Because. I leaned in close, whispering softly in his ear. The best-kept secrets are the ones taken to the grave. Overlord charge. A flash of gunlight. Minus 3,344. Critical hit. Old Huang's eyes widened in disbelief as he collapsed lifelessly. The kill notifications began to flood in. Player Old Huang, LV.13 killed. EXP gained, 1,300. Player Lu General, LV.12 killed. EXP gained, 1,200. Player Big D, LV.12 killed. EXP gained, 1,200. Player Little N, LV.11 killed. EXP gained, 1,100. The Nangong family's vault, huh? I stared toward the depths of the valley, a smirk forming on my lips. Interesting. Quit acting, will ya? Old Huang sneered, his glare as sharp as a blade. You knew all along we were bandits. Why bother playing along? My gaze turned icy. Kid, if Huang hadn't pointed it out, I might have actually bought into your sweet little act. Lu General jeered as flames swirled at the tip of his staff, the heat lacing the air. No chance for negotiation? My voice was cold. Negotiation? Old Huang's mouth twisted into a cruel grin. Hand over everything valuable, and we'll let you walk. We're after profit, not lives. What a pity, I shook my head. Legendary-grade armor instantly adorned me, radiating golden brilliance. Legendary equipment. So much of it. Old Huang's eyes turned bloodshot, greed blazing in them like wildfire. Which rich princeling are you? Today's our lucky day. Ha ha. Hey, Junior, don't cry now. Lu General and Big D drooled audibly. And you think you can take me on? I locked eyes with Old Huang. Aren't you worried you'll lose both man and treasure, and your lives along with them? Pride's cute on rookies, Old Huang taunted. What is this, your first time outside? Think you can solo an entire party? We could wear you out even if we didn't fight seriously. Ding. You have been kicked from Old Huang's party. Whoosh. A sudden gust behind me. Blink. I disappeared instantly, teleporting to appear 3 meters away. Boom. A massive axe smashed into the ground where I'd been, shattering the surface. That was close. My heart was racing. Even with legendary armor protecting me. Axe swing. Even a graze means serious injury. Where are they? Shaoan appeared from thin air, giant axe in hand. An invisibility charm? My eyes narrowed in realization. Clever move. Distract with words to create an opening for the support player, Shaoan, to ambush. Who would expect a support role to pull off such a stunt? Too bad they didn't anticipate my flash ability. Careful. This one's slippery. Old Huang's face turned serious. Flash ability, huh? This kid's gear is no joke. Flaming missiles. Boss Lu pushed his hands forward, and fireballs rained down like a meteor shower. I moved like a phantom, dodging them effortlessly. Boom, boom, boom. Explosions rocked the air, dust rising everywhere. Sniper shot. A bullet cut through the haze, aiming straight for my forehead. With an uncanny twist of my body, the bullet grazed past my face. Damn it. I missed again. Big D roared. Slippery as an eel. If he escapes, it's game over. Lu was visibly anxious. Escape? To where? Old Huang sneered. Taunting roar. In an instant, a red glow surrounded me. Damn it. My body wasn't responding. I was compelled to charge straight toward Old Huang. A point-and-click ability? No way to dodge this. Kid, Old Huang smirked sinisterly. This is the power of teamwork. You and your lone wolf antics? Trash. Pity you realized this too late. Everyone attack. Blessing of strength. Blessing of swiftness. Shaoan shone with a silver light, while Lu and Big D became instantly buffed. Flaming missiles. Sniper shot. Abilities sped up. Fireballs grew massive. Bullets gleamed ominously. Boom. A double blow struck the target dead on. The explosion shattered the valley. Is he dead? Lu was tense. Dead. Old Huang snorted. The young master? Dropping him for good that easily? Not a chance. He's sure to have some life-saving trick up his sleeve. Then what do we do? Wear him down. Wear him down till he's got nothing left. Old Huang was brimming with confidence. Buzz. The air trembled violently. Quick. Everyone, get behind me. Old Huang's face contorted in shock. Shaoan and Big D moved swiftly to take cover. Lu was too slow. Boom. The mage was flung out like a cannonball. Old Lu. Healing orb. Shaoan sent out a green glow. Lu, battered and bruised, stood barely breathing. His armor was in tatters, but he lived. This kid packs a punch, Old Huang said with icy eyes. But thinking he can take us all, he's severely underestimating the strength of teamwork. I vanished. A thunderous dragon roar shattered the atmosphere. Dragon hell. Shockwaves rippled out, toppling ancient trees. Everything within a meter was turned into barren ground. An epic ability, area control. 30-minute cooldown, but totally worth it. Old Huang and his team stood there, minds blank from the disruption. Dragon fights in the wild. Dragon scales spread like wings, boosting my movement and attack speed by 10%. Whoosh. A flash of afterimage. My overlord spear shot straight for Shaoan's forehead. Clang. Old Huang coughed blood as his shield blocked the attack. Hurt my teammates? Not a chance. My gaze turned playful. How many more hits can you take? Crack. Crack. The elite purple shield shattered like a spider web. Crash. Pieces rained down onto the ground. Impossible. Old Huang was stunned. That's elite purple gear. Shaoan's face turned pale. A full shield could barely take one hit. Without it, he was nothing more than a lamb to the slaughter. Huang Ji, let's retreat, Lu Zong said, trembling with fear. If we keep pushing, we'll be wiped out. Don't scare me. Old Huang grit his teeth and summoned a blue shield. That shot must have cost you a lot of energy. I don't believe you can pull that off again. Exactly. The explosive power of an 11th level attack must come with a heavy price. A mere bluff from someone running on fumes. Hope flickered in the trio's eyes. Shaoan, assist me with my ultimate. Lu Zong growled. Blessing of attack. Blessing of agility. Silver light bloomed. A gray energy orb homed in on me. I dodged, but the orb locked on and doubled its speed. Dodging again only made it faster. Gulp. Got hit. It felt like plunging into the depths of the ocean. Minus 20% movement speed. Minus 5% attack speed. A debuff? Shaoan might actually be more capable than expected. No matter. 80% movement speed is more than enough. Flame burst. Sniper's hunt. Fiery bullets rained down in torrents. Yet, I weaved through effortlessly. My turn. In an instant, I appeared right in front of Old Huang. Block. Armor up. Shield. Taunting roar. For skills activated in quick succession. Red light enveloped me once more. Kid, trying to take me on? You're a bit green for that. Old Huang sneered. His spear thrust toward my weapon. Blocking this strike meant it'd be his squad's turn to rain fury on me. Hold the line. Old Huang roared, pressing both hands into his shield with all his might. My weapon, looking deceptively slow, struck like lightning. Clang. A crisp, piercing sound echoed through the valley. An immense, frightening force shot through the shield. Old Huang's last coherent thought before he was blasted away like a cannonball, embedding straight into a mountainside. The taunt debuff wore off, and I moved freely again. Shaoan, driven mad, rushed toward Old Huang, completely ignoring the death descending behind him. As he ran, his staff channeled frantically, conjuring a green energy ball. Meanwhile, Lu Zong and Da Di stood firm in terror, creating a human barrier to buy Shaoan time. I frowned. These bandits had more backbone than I gave them credit for. I didn't stop Shaoan. Healing sphere. Green light enveloped Old Huang's body, and Shaoan sighed in relief. Moments later, Old Huang's fingers twitched. He was awake. Run? Run now? I'll hold him off. Old Huang shoved Shaoan away, roaring defiantly. You think you can stop me? My voice was as cold as ice. Shaoan jolted as reality sank back in. The fight wasn't over yet. I took a step forward, instantly appearing before Lu Zong and Da Di. Before anyone could react, I shot out 2 punches, sending 2 men flying instantly. Fear flickered in Shaoan's eyes, but she stubbornly spread out her arms to shield Old Huang. How touching. I smirked with amusement. Too bad. If you'd realized earlier, why do this in the first place? The Overlord's spear pointed straight at Shaoan's forehead. The icy threat of death made Shaoan's legs tremble, yet she stood her ground, refusing to dodge. Admirable courage, but when you make mistakes, you pay the price. Stop! Old Huang roared desperately. The Overlord's spear thrust downward. I know the Nangong family. I can help you. Old Huang shouted with every ounce of strength he had. The spear tip froze midair, just a finger's width away from Shaoan's forehead. Oh, I didn't lower the spear. Then tell me, what am I here for? Old Huang coughed violently, took out a small red bottle, and swallowed a few pills. A faint flush returned to his pale complexion. Young man, we were blind before. That's on us. Old Huang bowed deeply. If apologies solved anything, we wouldn't need weapons. I sneered coldly. If you weren't still of use to me, none of you would be alive. Next, you better give me results worth sparing you. Old Huang's face turned pale again. Start talking. How can you help me? You're not from around here. The Nangong family has already fallen apart. You didn't travel all this way for nothing. It's either a vendetta or someone you're looking for. Old Huang hesitated briefly, then glanced at my unreadable expression before lowering his gaze and continuing. If it were revenge, you wouldn't have embedded yourself with our group, which means you're here searching for someone. I stayed silent. A heavy, suffocating tension blanketed the room. They all stood there like prisoners waiting for their sentence. After what felt like an eternity, I finally spoke. Not bad. The group collectively exhaled in relief. I'm guessing here, but are you looking for Nangong's prodigy, Nangong Wentian? Oh, how would you know? I asked, intrigued. With your young age and such formidable strength, you must be assembling elite allies. In these parts, the only one who might meet your standards is Nangong Wentian. You guessed right. I gave a slight nod. If you figured this out, can you help me find him? If so, I just might let you all live. We can. Old Huang firmly pounded his chest, full of certainty. We ventured in and out 3 times already. We know this area like the back of our hand. The Nangong clan is dissolved, their resources looted, which attracted various powerful individuals. What's left of their clan has holed up, and Nangong Wentian. We happen to know where he is. Are you sure? If you're lying to me, none of you are leaving alive. I'm absolutely sure. Old Huang nodded vigorously. Good. You'll lead the way, and Xiaoan stays by my side. I grabbed Xiaoan firmly by her wrist. Worry briefly flashed through Old Huang's eyes, but recalling my overwhelming strength, he swallowed his words. All right. The team moved forward in the same formation, though our mission had completely changed. With Old Huang leading the way, the group delved into the heart of the Nangong family grounds, heading towards the rear hall. Suddenly, a familiar, cocky voice rang out. So this is where Nangong Wentian has been hiding? Get him out here. Young Master Wang is willing to offer him a way out. If he joins our squad. My heart skipped a beat. It was Zhang Tao. Young man. Old Huang halted in his steps. I stepped forward to the slightly ajar doorway, peeking into the scene in the rear hall. A group of people surrounded the wall on the right. On the wall was a glowing stone door, keeping everyone at bay. In the center of the crowd, Zhang Tao and Tang Hao. Nangong, resistance is futile. How long do you think that barrier will last? You'll have to come out eventually. By then, the conversation won't be this amicable, Tang Hao said with a veneer of persuasion in his polite tone. Silence echoed from behind the stone door. Tang Hao turned to Zhang Tao in frustration. I'll handle this. Zhang Tao stepped forward to the door and knocked respectfully. Nangong, my mate might have crossed the line just now. Please don't take it to heart. Nothing but silence. 3 years ago, when you came to our school as an exchange student, we were classmates. This time, I'm sincerely inviting you to join young Master Wang's squad. With your talent combined with his, you two could dominate Linhai City. Reviving the Nangong family wouldn't be an issue. After a long pause, faint rustling could be heard from behind the door. Can young Master Wang help me take revenge? If so, I'm willing to join, came a hoarse voice from within. The smiles on Zhang Tao and the other faces instantly froze. At its peak, the Nangong family had rivaled the Wang family in influence. Now teetering on the edge of annihilation, the true culprits behind its downfall weren't figures the Wang family would dare cross. No matter how gifted Nangong Wentian was, asking young Master Wang to stir up trouble with those people? Impossible. Ahem. Zhang Tao's eyes darted as he calculated his next move. Nangong, we can't make that call ourselves. But if you come with us, you can negotiate with young Master Wang directly. Negotiate? You think I'm stupid? Once I leave here, will there even be any room for negotiation? Nangong Wentian's tone was cold, icy even. Zhang Tao's expression twisted. Don't push your luck. That barrier won't hold forever. By the time it shatters, you won't have any conditions left to discuss. You'll be the one signing a slave contract. He drove his foot fiercely into the stone door. When the barrier breaks, that will be the moment I fight to the death. Nangong's voice roared from behind the door. The Nangong family has never feared death. Refusing a toast only to drink a forfeit. Huh? You won't have control over your life or death by then. Zhang Tao snapped. Waving his hand, he called on over a dozen black-clad men. Weapons drawn, they launched a wild barrage of magic and attacks at the stone door. The door trembled violently. What should we do, kid? Old Huang looked to me, puzzled. The black-clad men had varied strength levels. The strongest at level 18, the weakest barely scraping into level 10. On top of that, their teamwork was non-existent. This kind of ragtag group, even our small team could wipe them out unscathed. No rush, I replied calmly. Old Huang hesitated but complied. After all, even if he wanted to back out, Xiaoan was still in my hands. Boom. A deafening blast resounded as the stone door exploded into rubble. Stay sharp. Fall back and form a perimeter. Tanks, hold the exit. Don't let Nangong Wentian escape. Zhang Tao barked, a sinister smile creeping across his face. He retreated behind the man in black. As the smoke cleared, a towering figure emerged, a man clad in armor, wielding a massive shield. Nangong Wentian. Let's see where you'll run this time. Surrender now. Courting death. Nangong Wentian's eyes locked onto Zhang Tao. Warriors charge. He launched himself at Zhang Tao like a cannonball. Stop him, Zhang Tao yelled, retreating in panic. Trap technique, gravity, focus strike. Skills rained down incessantly, but Nangong Wentian, like a frenzied beast, barreled through them all, his eyes fixed solely on Zhang Tao. Zhang Tao, realizing there was no way to escape, a sinister glint flashing in his eyes, lifted his long blade to his chest. Bang! The blade clashed against the shield, sending Zhang Tao flying. He smashed heavily against the rear hall's grand doors. Dead silence. The hall descended into a suffocating stillness. All eyes turned to Zhang Tao's motionless figure sprawled on the ground, gazes sharp as daggers. After what felt like an eternity. Cough, cough. Zhang Tao shakily propped himself up, blood trailing from the corner of his mouth, his body a canvas of horrifying wounds. But he was alive. Still alive. Nangong Wentian's pupils contracted as he prepared to deliver a killing blow. Surround him. Now, Zhang Tao roared, commanding the men in suits to swarm Nangong Wentian. In an instant, a dense black wall of bodies enclosed him. Nangong Wentian had missed his final chance. Stasis trap, gravity suppression, focus strike, fireball technique, icicle shards. A barrage of skills crashed down like a brutal storm. Even someone as mighty as Nangong Wentian couldn't endure such a relentless onslaught. His shield was shattered beyond recognition, his flesh crisscrossed with saber wounds. Keep him alive, Zhang Tao ordered coldly, his voice sharp as a blade. Yes, sir. The attacks did not halt. A full cup of tea's time later. Boom. The towering wall of flesh that was Nangong Wentian finally collapsed, his entire body drenched in blood, every inch of his skin oozing crimson. He gasped heavily, his strength completely sapped, his will to fight extinguished. Damn it. If only I could have dragged you to hell with me. Nangong Wentian bellowed in frustration, suddenly pulling out a small black pill. 1/kill. A flash of steel zipped through the air like lightning. Crack. Nangong Wentian's wrist snapped cleanly, the pill rolling away onto the floor. Arg. The sheer pain drained the color from his face. At this point, he couldn't even kill himself. Trying to die? Not that easy. Zhang Tao sneered, his voice dripping with cruelty. Damn you all. If it weren't for their meddling, you'd be long dead by now. Nangong Wentian roared with fury. Why does the heavens treat my Nangong clan so unfairly? Still got the energy to complain? Save it. You'll need it later, Zhang Tao said, no longer resembling a mere 17 or 18-year-old boy. His words were as merciless as a headsman's axe. I'm not willing to concede. I won't forgive this. Nangong Wentian shouted, his scream of defiance echoing throughout the hall. Shut him up, tie him up, and take him away. Zhang Tao impatiently waved his hand. Yes, sir. Two men in suits advanced and sealed Nangong Wentian's mouth. If you were given one more chance, would you accept it? A drifting voice suddenly came from the doorway. Everyone's expressions changed drastically. There was someone else here. Being held up, Nangong Wentian's eyes burned with a fierce will to survive as he nodded frantically. Who's there? Show yourself if you dare, you sneaky rat. Zhang Tao barked, attempting to hide his fear with bravado. We weren't hiding. You're just so weak you didn't even notice us. The voice responded mockingly. Old Huang strolled into the grand hall, followed by Boss Lu and Xiao Di. Just the three of you? Zhang Tao straightened his back instantly, trying to appear more confident. Against small fries like you? The three of us are more than enough. Old Huang cast a disdainful glance across the room. Anyone else here? Zhang Tao's sharp instincts caught the implication. It wasn't the old man who'd spoken earlier. Not bad, Zhang the Brainiac. Your knack for observation clearly matches your reputation as the perpetual second best. No wonder Boss Wang sent you over. I appeared from the shadows, walking in calmly with little N. Guyu, what are you doing here? Zhang Tao and Tang Hao's eyes widened in unison. This was Linhai City, after all, not Shanghai City. So it was you good for nothing, trailing us this whole time. Zhang Tao suddenly understood. Trailing you? Oh, don't flatter yourselves. It's just a coincidence, I said coolly. Huh, whatever the reason, now that you're here, don't even think about leaving. Zhang Tao's lips curled into a grin, the humiliation I'd inflicted on him before still fresh in his mind, fueling his desire for revenge. Yeah, we'll finish him off today. Tang Hao glared at me with venomous hatred. Since you hate me so much, I guess letting you go isn't an option anymore, I said, spreading my hands in an expression of helplessness, then gestured for Old Huang to take action. Old Huang glanced at Little Lin, sighed, and gave a reluctant wave. Flame missile. Sniper shot. Boss Lu and Xiao Di sprang into action instantly. A spray of fire engulfed a bullet as it roared through the air. Before the shield-bearing suit could react, the bullet shattered the massive shield, and the flame missile struck its target squarely. Aoaig. The unfortunate soul hit by the attack transformed into a human torch, his screams tearing through the grand hall. The other suited men stumbled back several steps, pure terror in their eyes. Xiao Di, guess we're not as weak as some people thought? Boss Lu elbowed his teammate and smirked. Knight, I told you that losing to that monster last time was just a fluke, Xiao Di said with a quick glance in my direction. Stop chatting and finish them off already. Old Huang pulled out a glowing green shield. Don't panic. There are only 5 of them, and one's a useless weakling. Focus fire on the one with the staff. Zhang Tao's voice cracked as he shouted. I'm the core. I'm the strongest one here. Boss Lu pointed at himself incredulously, looking utterly amused by the notion. The taunting roar. Old Huang stomped the ground fiercely, and a crimson glow instantly enveloped all the men in suits. The ones who were in the middle of casting spells suddenly lost control, moving like lifeless puppets as they charged straight toward Old Huang. Are you all insane? Stop it. Zhang Tao's expression twisted in shock and panic. But it was useless. Finish this quickly. Old Huang barked at Boss Lu and Big D. Fire blast. Sniping barrage. A pillar of searing flames and a storm of bullets completely engulfed the palace. The men in suits, drawn under the taunt, bore the brunt of the assault. Fire consumed their bodies, and bullets riddled them, leaving no room for them even to scream in agony. In mere moments, they were reduced to ashes. 2 left. What's the plan? Old Huang stowed away his shield, turning his gaze toward me. His words drilled into Zhang Tao and Tang Hao's ears like the whispers of a demon. Gu you. We're classmates. You can't kill us. Zhang Tao scrambled backward frantically. Yeah, we've never wronged you. Tang Hao's face was pale with terror. I tilted my head, faking a thoughtful expression. That's true. We are classmates. Killing you both would just dirty my hands. The two looked like they had just heard a chorus of angels. But Old Huang and the others exchanged odd looks. They knew well I wasn't one to play the saint. Thank you, Brother Gu, for sparing us. I was blind. Please forgive me. They began kowtowing like their lives depended on it. At least you know you were wrong. I gestured for them to stop. Relief washed over Zhang Tao's face as he inwardly sneered, already scheming to tattle to young Master Wang later and have the Wang family deal with me. Classmate Guyu, we'll be leaving now, Zhang Tao said, hiding the malice in his tone as best he could. Leave? Not so fast. I calmly walked over to Nangong Wentian, who was still slumped on the ground. Can you stand? I asked him directly. Caught off guard, Nangong Wentian blinked in confusion. Yes, he replied, struggling to rise to his feet. Good. I nodded and gestured toward Shaoan. Healing orb. A soft green light enveloped Nangong Wentian's entire body, mending his wounds at an astonishing rate, though his severed arm remained lost forever. A debt of life. It must be repaid, he said, his gaze burning with determination. Don't rush it, I replied, pointing at Zhang Tao and Tang Hao. Here's your chance for revenge. Want it? Flames of fury flared in Nangong Wentian's eyes, as if someone had poured oil on a smoldering fire. I do. Think you're up for it. I shot a glance at his missing arm. For those 2 weaklings? He scoffed. 1 hand is enough. Good. I turned back to face Zhang Tao and Tang Hao. Between you 2 and Nangong Wentian, only the one left standing gets to leave. Their faces went deathly pale. Classmate Guyu, please. We're classmates. Bang. Old Huang's massive shield flew forward, knocking Zhang Tao to the ground. Nangong Wentian lunged, his single fist crashing down relentlessly. 1 punch. 2 punches. 3 punches. Zhang Tao's nose shattered, blood gushing everywhere. The searing pain pulled him to clarity. This wasn't just a beating. It was a fight to the death. Desperate, he clawed at Nangong Wentian's severed arm, digging into the raw, exposed flesh. Arg! Nangong Wentian let out a pained roar, but his punches became even fiercer. Heavy blows rained down. Tang Hao's temple throbbed. Tan Hao, help me. If I die, you're next. Zhang Tao screamed in despair. Tang Hao snapped back to reality and lunged forward. But Nangong Wentian, like a crazed beast, ignored the attacks from behind, his fists raining down relentlessly. Help me. Save me. Zhang Tao cried out helplessly. On it, Tang Hao shouted, his fist striking Nangong Wentian repeatedly. His own wounds split open again, pain erupting across his body. But Nangong Wentian felt nothing. Bang, 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 bang. At some point, Zhang Tao's cries had ceased. His body spasmed violently. You all must die, Nangong Wentian yelled, lost in madness, his fists continuing to pound down hard. Die. He put all his strength into his final punch. Crack. Zhang Tao's bloodied and disfigured head was catapulted from his shoulders. Nangong Wentian, his eyes blood red, pummeled Zhang Tao's lifeless body relentlessly, sending blood and flesh flying. Tang Hao's fists froze midair before slowly retreating. His legs trembled uncontrollably. Old Huang and the others instinctively took a step back. First an unbelievably powerful me, and now a berserk Nangong Wentian. What kind of messed up luck had they stumbled into? Enough, I said, my voice calm yet thunderous in its commanding presence. Nangong Wentian's fist stopped abruptly. His bloodshot eyes met my serene, unwavering gaze. Understood. He turned, like a rabid predator, toward Tang Hao. Don't kill me. Tang Hao stammered as he backed up until his spine hit the icy wall behind him. There was nowhere left to run. No. His scream tore through the air. Old Huang and the others flinched in unison, shrinking back further. In the time it took to have tea, Tang Hao was dead. Nangong Wentian, drenched in blood, dropped to one knee before me. From this moment on, my life is yours. What would I want with your life? I patted his shoulder. I want you as the main tank for my team. If you want revenge, if you want to rebuild the Nangong family, do as you please. But if you dare betray me, out of thin air, the Overlord's spear appeared in my hand. One thrust. Even before the tip of the spear reached it, the terrifying energy emanating from it vaporized Zhang Tao's already mutilated corpse into dust. Nangong Wentian's pupils constricted. I swear I will never betray you. Good. I pulled him to his feet. Show me your attribute panel. Name, Nangong Wentian. Class, Livia Shield Warrior, S rank. Talent, thick skin, S rank immune to all debuffs, reduces damage taken by 30%. Level, 14. HP, 1400/1400. Energy, 200/200. Strength, 75. Growth rate, 5.0. Agility, 65. Growth rate, 3.0. Wisdom, 66. Growth rate, 4.0. Equipment, Shield of Cruise, gold, thorned armor. Purple, woven long boots, blue, stone giant bracers, blue. Skills, warrior sprint, taunt, shield counter, enrage. I nodded in satisfaction. Come with me back to Shanghai City. The new dungeon opens the day after tomorrow. It'll be the perfect opportunity for team practice. The Nangong family is no more. I have no ties binding me. Let's go. Wait. Old Huang suddenly called out. I turned around, my sharp gaze like a blade slicing through the air. Guyu, Old Huang said hesitantly. What are we supposed to do after you leave? Each to their own, I replied coldly. Unless you have another idea? My overlord's spear glinted ominously. No, no, no. Old Huang quickly shook his hands in denial. We want to follow you. Follow me. You're full of potential, and we want to invest in you before you rise to prominence. Besides, you'll need a trusted team to handle matters you can't easily deal with yourself. I raised a brow. Leave your phone number. I'll contact you if needed. Absolutely. Old Huang's voice quivered with excitement. Wang family's main hall. Useless. All of you useless. Wang Tung slammed his hand on the delicate Wang Wali wood table, reducing it to splinters. So many of you went to Linhai City, and not a single one returned. Everyone stood frozen, not daring to breathe too loudly. Steward Zhao, what about the intelligence on the Jiuzhou squad? Young master, Steward Zhao hesitated, but then spoke up. They're hiding with the Lin family. They hardly show up outside of dungeon runs. However, I did find one clue. Guyu hasn't been in Shanghai City recently. Interesting. Wang Tung stroked his chin. Leaving during the crucial golden leveling period, something's off about that kid. Find out the last place he's been seen. Understood. Steward Zhao nodded fervently, relieved to be dismissed as he hurried off. The second dungeon is about to open, Wang Tong continued. And we can't afford to miss out on the first clear this time. Hai Tao, give them the rundown. A refined man with gold-rimmed glasses stepped forward. The second dungeon is a public one for levels 15 to 20. Its location? Maple Leaf Forest. A public dungeon? Yes. Every party in Shanghai City will enter the same massive instance. Monsters and bosses won't respawn once defeated. Think about it. An entire city's awakened pouring into one place. Audible gasps filled the room. Competition will be fierce, Hai Tao cautioned. Though dying here won't mean permanent death, you'll just be teleported out. Why does such a special dungeon exist? Only those at the top know why. For us, understanding the rules is enough. Prepare yourselves to enter tomorrow. At the Lin residence. Why isn't my brother back yet? The dungeon opens tomorrow. Guzzi paced in frustration. He contacted me yesterday, Lin Ruowei replied calmly. He said he'd arrive today. When he gets back, I'll show him how strong I've gotten. Who knows? Maybe he'll have to call me boss. Lin Ruowei and Su Qiao ignored him simultaneously. Who's talking smack about me? A familiar voice came from outside the door. I pushed the door open. Bro, Guzzi lunged at me. I sidestepped to avoid him. I'm not into that. Ow. Guzzi slammed into Nangong Wentian, who was standing behind me. Looking at the man's towering and muscular physique, he swallowed nervously. And this is? Our new teammate, Nangong Wentian. I answered flatly. S-class profession, Luvai a shield warrior. Nangong Wentian stood at the doorway, as immovable as a mountain. He opened his mouth slightly, but decided to say nothing in the end. Huh, brother Nangong. Guzzi tried to jump and pat him on the shoulder, but could only reach his waist. Call me Guzzi. Fire mage. You tank, I dish out the damage. Nangong Wentian's eyes widened in astonishment. An honor. You're the legendary S-class fire mage. S-class. Guzzi's face froze. Su Qiao covered her mouth as she chuckled lightly, trying to show off and backfiring again. He's not. Nangong Wentian looked genuinely confused. Guzzi sulked his way to a corner to draw circles on the ground with his finger, visibly dejected. Ignore him, I said and continued the introductions. Support, Su Qiao. Ice Mage, Lin Ruowei. The two women nodded briefly in greeting. The dungeon opens tomorrow. Lin Ruowei suddenly turned to me. Did you review the materials? I did. What's the plan once we're inside? You're the team leader. I'll follow your lead. I shrugged. She rolled her eyes. It's a public dungeon. Start slow, level up inconspicuously. Once the others are almost done, we step in to clean up. What if we encounter members of the Lin family? Guzzi asked abruptly. All eyes turned to Lin Ruowei. Everyone not on my team is the enemy, she replied, her voice cold and sharp as a blade. The next day, in the dungeon square. Why are there so few people here? Guzzi asked curiously. There are hundreds of squares in Shanghai City. You'll understand once we're inside, Lin Ruowei said nonchalantly. In the distance, a group of people approached. Wang Tong led the pack, his face wearing a fake smile. Miss Lin, Wang Tong stopped 5 meters away. This is a public area. I assume I'm allowed to stand here. Suit yourself, Lin Ruowei replied icily. Wang Tong's gaze moved to me. Student Gu, I have a question. Zhang Tao and Tang Hao, do you know where they are? Who? I raised an eyebrow. Why would I know? How strange. Wang Tong's smile faded as his face grew colder. I sent them to invite young Master Nangong. Now Nangong's in your team, and they're nowhere to be found. If they're missing, call the police, I sneered. What does that have to do with me? The tension instantly escalated as if a fight could break out at any moment. The Wang family members watched us cautiously, itching for action. Let's go, Wang Tong scoffed, turning to leave. I hope none of you disappear in the dungeon. Arrogant bastard. Guzzi spat after them. Are you really not aware of what happened to those two? Lin Ruowei asked in a low voice. Does it matter? I answered with a question of my own. Wang Tong is a smiling tiger. Be careful, he might try to trap you, I warned. If we encounter him in the dungeon, make sure he's the first one out, I said, a flash of killing intent in my eyes. Understood, Lin Ruowei assured me. Grandpa said there's no need to show mercy to the Wang family. Beep, the horn sounded. The second dungeon, Maple Forest, has opened. A white light flashed, and everyone found themselves in the middle of a forest. The air smells amazing. Guzi took a deep breath, utterly mesmerized. Since the beast invasion began, the wilderness had become a forbidden zone. Forests and grasslands now only existed in books. Stay alert, I reminded everyone. Relax. I'm already level 15. No little monster would dare. -1. A nut directly hit his forehead. In the tree above, a squirrel flicked its tail, its eyes full of mockery. You're asking for it. Fireball spell? The squirrel jumped nimbly to dodge, and the fireball instead smashed through a tree trunk. Hold on. I stopped Guzi from chasing after the squirrel. With a few agile leaps, the squirrel disappeared from sight. Why did you stop me? He asked angrily. To lure the enemy out, Lin Ruowei explained. Let the prey come to us. Some minutes later, the plan failed, didn't it? Guzi said smugly. Smack. Another nut crashed onto his head. -1. Damn it. This time, don't stop me. Large fireball spell. The oversized fireball split into smaller ones, blocking all escape routes. Boom. The squirrel was engulfed. Got it. Guzi turned back triumphantly. Behind him. Boom. The ground shook violently. Su Qiao gasped and covered her mouth. Nangong Wentian rushed forward in an instant. Lin Ruowei's ice magic began to swirl around her. I frowned slightly. Gu. Brother Gu. Guzi's voice trembled. Turn around and take a look. Guzi stiffened before turning around. Behind him stood a massive squirrel the size of a building. Its forehead bore a blackened, charred bald patch, and it was glaring right at him with menacing intensity. What the hell? Squeak. The giant beast roared, its voice like booming thunder. Provoke. Nangong Wentian immediately activated his skill. Inspect. Lin Ruowei's silvery spell illuminated the giant squirrel. Boom. The enormous paw sliced through the air, slamming down heavily on Nangong Wentian's shield. The impact forced him to retreat 10 steps, his boots carving 2 long trenches into the ground. Lin Ruowei's inspect skill data exploded in the team chat. Squirrel King World Boss. Level 20. Skills, Frenzied Nuts. Health, /. Starting off with a boss fight. Su Qiao gasped in disbelief. Frost arrows. Lin Ruowei swept her staff, sending a barrage of ice spikes raining toward the Squirrel King, trying to slow its movements. She turned to me. What's the plan? These world bosses adjust their health based on the number of people in the area, I said sharply. Nangong Wentian. Hold the aggro. Su Qiao, keep an eye on the HP. Ergo, get back immediately. Lin Xiaohua, stop. Let Wentian establish aggro. If other teams show up, we pull out right away. Taunt. A crimson glow erupted from Nangong Wentian's body. The Squirrel King's eyes turned blood red, and all its fury fixated on him. That's the strength of an S-class profession, Lin Ruowei marveled. If it weren't for the mess with the Nangong family, talent like him wouldn't have landed in our lap, I said nonchalantly. What's your plan? Wait. A sly grin curled at my lips. The Wang family's also in this dungeon. I'm not about to do them any favors. Lin Ruowei glanced at me sideways. What? You think I'd let the Wang family swoop in and profit? Please. Watching them fall flat on their faces would make my day. Someone's coming. I pointed to the forest's edge. 5 figures were closing in fast. Lin Ruowei's pupils contracted as she recognized a familiar silhouette among them. It was Lin Hao. Lin Ruowei? What are you doing here? Lin Hao froze momentarily, caught off guard. Before Lin Ruowei could respond, I cut in. Brother Lin, we just found this boss. Interested in teaming up? Huh. Who are you to start negotiating? Lin Hao sneered, giving me a once-over with disdain. Ergo's eyes widened in fury, ready to lash out, but I stopped him with a press of my hand. Brother Lin, that's no way to speak, I said with an unwavering smile. We found the boss first. Planning on taking it for yourself? And what if I am? Lin Hao raised his chin arrogantly. Don't think your nightmare level first clear makes you untouchable. This boss belongs to the Lin family now. I chuckled softly. Even if you say that, by default, this boss should belong to Lin Ruowei. Surely, you're not going to steal from your own family's young miss. Lin Hao faltered, momentarily at a loss. Facing the beloved granddaughter of old Mr. Lin himself, he didn't exactly have the authority to overrule her. Well, Lin Hao scratched the back of his head awkwardly. Brother Lin, my grin widened. Miss Lin isn't the type to hog all the loot. If your team wants in, there's a way to work something out. Really? What's the catch? Lin Hao's eyes lit up as he grabbed my shoulder in excitement. Whoa, easy there. I hooked an arm around his neck, rubbing my fingers together. Miss Lin's not after the first clear or its reputation. But you'll need to bring something to the table. Money, not money, equivalent materials, or gear. Lin Hao shot Lin Ro away a suspicious look. Seeing her give a slight nod of confirmation, he immediately understood I was speaking on her behalf. His attitude did a complete 180. Brother Gu, I was so rude earlier. Please, don't hold it against me. My teammates' jaws all dropped. When had the haughty and arrogant Lin Hao ever acted this deferential before? Brother Lin, there's no need to keep things too formal between family, I said with a warm smile. Exactly. From now on, you're my bro. Lin Hao patted his chest as if to make an oath. If anyone dares mess with you, just drop my name. Both groups froze, clearly baffled. Just moments ago, tensions had been so high it felt like a fight was imminent. Yet here we were, suddenly acting like sworn brothers? Brother Lin, surely you'd give some face to Miss Lin, wouldn't you? I rubbed my hands together, grinning. If you want the boss, you gotta show a little sincerity too, right? Lin Hao frowned slightly, looking a bit skeptical. Think about it, man. I pressed on, raising the stakes. Claiming the first kill will get your name all over Qinghai City. You'll be Lin family's pride, maybe even their future successor. The grand imagery of the moment visibly flashed across Lin Hao's mind. The next second, he pulled out a black card and handed it to me. 100,000 gold coins. Just 100,000. I didn't show my thoughts on my face as I tucked away the card, but my tone was deliberately hesitant. Surely our dear Miss Lin doesn't care about such a trivial amount. Lin Hao froze. Of course, Lin Ruowei, being the apple of the family patriarch's eye, wouldn't bother about small change like this. Brother Gu, you must have a plan, right? Lin Hao looked at me eagerly, full of hope. I leaned in closer, lowering my voice. Honestly, you've seen it too. Our team's new. We may have snagged the first kill, but we don't have much to back it up yet. If you have special materials or equipment that could strengthen us as a team, Miss Lin will gladly give up the boss for you. Of course. Why didn't I think of that? Lin Hao smacked his forehead, then whipped out yet another black card. This one's 100K as a thank you gift. Once we're out of here, drinks are on me, all right? I stared at the card in my hand, my expression unreadable. This doesn't feel right. If you don't take it, I'll be so pissed. Well, all right then. Thanks, bro. Also, Brother Gu, I've got an ice element skill tome, a piece of epic purple material, purple wisteria heart, and other blue materials. Can you help me talk to Miss Ruowei? It was at this moment that I truly understood the gap between an individual and a family clan. With the materials in hand, I walked over to Lin Ruowei. What are you plotting now? Lin Ruowei frowned at me suspiciously. Getting benefits for the team, I replied, then explained the deal with all the sincerity I could muster. What? Purple wisteria heart. Lin Ruowei's eyes widened with disbelief. Is he crazy? That material can make a staff come with a random skill. Even Grandpa couldn't get it when the third branch refused. I managed to get it simply by swapping out the boss rights, I said matter-of-factly. Unreal. Just agree. The longer we drag this on, the more people will show up, I urged. As a first kill team, we're bound to have targets on our backs. But, Lin Ruowei hesitated. This dungeon's not lethal. If you feel bad, we can compensate him after we're out. Fine. I turned back to Lin Hao and gave him the okay sign. Lin Hao visibly sighed with relief, then broke into a big grin, and pressed gently on the shield. Crack. The black barrier shuddered. Thin spiderweb-like cracks spread out under my palm. What? Impossible. The smug smile on the team leader's face froze, his voice trembling. I smirked. You think you can hide behind this little toy? A quiet surge of energy flowed from my fingertips into the shield. Shatter. In an instant, the so-called impenetrable shield exploded into fragments that evaporated into the air. No way. That's one of the most powerful shields out there. A younger member of the Wong family team stumbled back, panic-stricken. That's it for your bottom line, I said coolly, stepping forward. Now, do we settle this the easy way, or? From the corner of my eye, I saw the Wong family leader glance nervously at his remaining teammates, calculating their odds. His hesitation told me all I needed to know. He shouted, "Retreat! Run!" But one of his lackeys stammered. Now, scrambling and tripping over themselves, the 5 of them retreated hastily, their grand entrance turning into a pitiful escape. As soon as they disappeared from sight, Erguzi laughed. Man, that was embarrassing. Did you see how fast they ran? I almost feel bad for making them wet their pants like that. Almost. Waste no time. I reminded the group, my tone quick and serious. They'll regroup and come back stronger. Lin Hao nodded, his voice tinged with relief. You're right, Gu. Let's keep moving. We didn't pause any longer. Together, our team moved swiftly, vanishing into the dense forest ahead. The echoes of earlier chaos grew faint, replaced only by the sound of our synchronized footsteps. Leaders scary sometimes, Guzi muttered to Nangong Wentian, both of them snickering in the back. Keep talking and you might join that Wong squad. I retorted without looking back, earning chuckles from the group. Quiet determination filled the air as we pressed forward. Knock. The texture was soft and elastic, reminiscent of silicone. Turned out it was a dynamic defense system. If one part got hit, the whole shield worked to support it. An interesting design, but also one with a fatal flaw. What are you staring at? Too scared to make a move. The captain shouted, trying to mask his fear with bravado. As you wish. The Overlord's spear materialized. No unnecessary flare. Just a simple thrust. Swish. The spear tip pierced the air, making the faintest contact with the shield. The shield slightly rippled. That's it. Is your bag of tricks empty? Kneel and beg for mercy, and we might spare your lives. The 5 members of the Wong family taunted recklessly. But my teammates? They were placing bets. Want to see who can kill the most. Ergo grinned. Sure. Lin Ruowei's eyes sparkled with excitement. You're ganging up on me because I don't deal damage. Su Chao pouted. Nangong Wentian stood there, utterly confused. Why were they this confident? You just joined, so you don't know Big Bro Gu's vibe, Ergo explained. Just watch. The words had barely left his mouth. A terrifying vortex erupted. I stayed still, spear steady in hand, the tip already 3 inches into the shield. The shield began warping under the pressure, deforming more and more. The faces of the 5 from the Wong family drained of color as they started to desperately pray. Pop! A tiny hole appeared in the shield. No! Their eyes widened in terror, blood freezing in their veins. That single pinhole became jagged with cracks, spreading out like veins. Boom. The entire shield imploded. Lin Ruowei struck first. Frost storm. A bone-chilling gale exploded amidst the Wong family, its sub-freezing air freezing their joints in an instant. The monstrous suction held them suspended and immobile. Ergo followed closely behind. Flame lance technique. A flaming spear formed mid-air, carrying an aura of fiery devastation. Die already. Ergo roared, his fire lance aimed squarely at the weakest Wong member. Most outrageous of all was Su Qiao. After buffing herself with 3 layers of enchantments, she shockingly charged forward wielding her staff like a melee weapon. Offensive booster, attack speed booster, defensive booster. 3 distinct auras shimmered around her. This support class teammate was charging into battle for melee damage. Nangong Wentian stood stunned. A mage going berserk was one thing. Now this support player wanted to deal damage in melee? What kind of unholy squad was this? The Wong family's confidence was shattered, replaced with existential questioning. Caught between ice and fire, the weakest member's health bar instantly dropped to 0, and they vanished into thin air. You bastard. You stole my kill. Lin Ruowei fumed. Haha, what can I say? My damage is insane. Ergo basked in his triumph. Don't celebrate just yet. Lin Ruowei sneered, ice once again forming at the tip of her staff. Hailstorm. The skies darkened, blue spheres of ice fell like meteorites onto the battlefield. What the hell? How can you drop ultimates back to back? Ergo exclaimed. You think you're the only one allowed to get stronger? Lin Ruowei smirked, watching her opponents writhe helplessly under the hailstorm. Well, then let's see who really. Look, Guzi tossed aside his staff and swapped it out for a pair of gloves ablaze with eerie green flames. Flaming fists. With a flash of his fists cutting through the air, he landed a heavy strike into one opponent's abdomen. The person doubled over like a shrimp, green flames clinging to their body, impossible to extinguish. Lin Ruowei, however, was already prepared. Ice ground spikes. Just as the opponent's health bar was about to hit 0, icy spikes erupted from the ground, piercing through them instantly. Another down. Gone. That's so underhanded. Guzi growled in frustration. Right back at you. Lin Ruowei smirked coldly. Seeing things go south fast, the remaining 3 enemies scattered in an attempt to flee. Group taunt. Nangong Wentian acted on instinct. All three opponents froze mid-step, their bodies moving against their wills as they charged straight toward him. "Nice one," Guzi shouted excitedly. Just then, Duong, the last enemy, caught a heavy blow to the back of the head. Turning around, he only caught sight of Su Qiao holding her staff. "A support." Duong. Another hit. A critical strike brought his health to 0. "Nice." Su Qiao flashed a victory sign with her fingers. Meanwhile, Guzi and Lin Ruowei, visibly anxious, unleashed a flurry of spells like raindrops crashing down on the last two. In an instant, the two were reduced to nothingness. The kill count ended in a 2:2:1 tie. "A tie?" Guzi tentatively asked. "Of course not. Next time the prize doubles." Lin Ruowei huffed, unwilling to admit defeat. "Next time, I'll definitely win." Watching them bicker, I couldn't help but reflect. Seems all my teammates gained new opportunities while I wasn't around. The commotion was too big. Time to retreat. I interrupted their banter. Seeing my stern expression, they instantly fell silent. "This way." I directed them to a narrow path on the left. No signs of awakened ones in that direction. We had barely begun to exit when another squad affiliated with the Wang family arrived. "Captain, the fight's over." A strange squad left in that direction. "Should we pursue them?" sniffed a sharp-nosed teammate, his senses keen. The rest of their squad was incensed. Someone dared mess with the Wang family? The middle-aged captain stood silent for a moment before deciding. "Head for the world boss. Young Master Wang is already clashing with the Lin family. We must aid him." This useless squad was wiped out because they were weak. But if we delay young Master Wang's plans? At the thought of the young master's infamous cruelty, the squad couldn't help but shiver. The captain's right. Bigger picture first. They quickly rushed off toward the world boss's location. At this time, the enormous Squirrel King loomed like a beacon, drawing every awakened individual. The allure of massive experience, rare loot, and unparalleled rewards was irresistible. Countless squads clashed in growing chaos over the prize. But none of that concerned us. We had already reached the heart of Maple Leaf Forest. Towering before us stood an ancient, massive tree. We had barely approached when, boom, the ground quaked violently, roots erupted from the soil, forming a massive ring imprisoning us inside. Guzi didn't hesitate and immediately struck. Flame Lance technique. The flaming spear thrust toward the tree roots. No effect whatsoever. Impossible. Guzi's eyes widened in disbelief. Everyone's expressions darkened. This defense was even scarier than a world boss. "Guji, this place is cursed. Let's get out of here." Guzi's voice trembled. "I feel it too. Something's off," Lin Ruwei said, her tone heavy. "There's danger, yes, but it's not as terrifying as you think." I scanned the surroundings, my gaze finally resting on the ancient tree. "You notice something?" Lin Ruowei's keen intuition picked up on my shift. "This is a ruin," I said clearly, word by word. "A ruin?" "Exactly. I've read about it on the forums. This ancient tree and the ring of roots match the characteristics of a ruin perfectly. A boss like this in only the second dungeon? No way. Guzi is top tier, and even he couldn't scratch its defenses." "That doesn't make sense," someone muttered. "If that's true, is the headmaster seriously sending us to die here?" Nangong went and cut in. "Then why do you think it's a ruin?" "The spirit of the ruin." Lin Ruowei suddenly understood. "Exactly. The ring of roots creates a bounded field, a domain powered by rules. It's not something physical attacks can break through," I explained. "Oh, and here I thought it was just me being too weak," Guzi said, letting out a breath of relief. "So what's the plan now?" Lin Ruowei asked. "Why leave?" I grinned. "The rewards from a ruin are on par with those of a world boss. Let's go for it." Guzi was the first to respond. "We lose nothing by dying here, anyway," the others chimed in. I approached the ancient tree, folded my hands in a respectful gesture, and said, "Activate the ruin." The next moment, a face emerged on the coarse bark of the tree. "Congratulations on discovering the ancient tree ruin. I am the sentience of the ruin." The face on the tree suddenly spoke. "Begin the challenge." My tone was calm, as though I had anticipated this moment all along. "The ruin is activating." The sentience's voice was devoid of emotion. Right after, two portals materialized beside the ancient tree. Two doors. Guzi blinked, confused. The sentience offered no reply. "What are the rules?" I asked. "The rules are as follows. Each individual has only one chance. Reattempting results in death. 2 paths through maple and leaf, accommodating a total of 10 challengers. Clearing the maple path earns a key. The leaf path unlocks the way forward. Upon clearing both, the final guardian awaits. Time is unlimited, and any strategy is allowed. The group went silent. So we need 2 teams to work together? Guzzi spread his hands, unconvinced. Are we supposed to find random people to join us now? The problem is we wouldn't know their strength, let alone if they'd cooperate, Su Qiao said, frowning. The real trouble is we only get one shot. Lin Rui's voice sounded composed, though there was a clear note of unwillingness. It leaves no room for trial and error. Want to test it? I smirked suddenly. I've got a solution. What kind of solution? Don't leave us hanging, man. What? Came back to life. Guzzi exclaimed in shock. No, I shook my head. Don't keep me guessing. It's simple. I'll take the leaf path, and the 4 of you take the maple path, I replied casually. One small team is enough to clear this. What? Guzzi jumped up. You alone? No backup, no sustain. Are you trying to get yourself killed? This is the optimal solution, Lin Rui interrupted Guzzi, her gaze sharp. How confident are you? Me? 100%, I replied with absolute certainty. But as for you guys, with Wentian just joining, coordination might be an issue. Underestimating us. Lin Rui's eyes gleamed with battle intent. If you can do it, so can we. Exactly. Brother Gu, just wait to be amazed, Guzzi chimed in. Gu, you'll be surprised by how much we've improved, Su Qiao said playfully, giving me a quick wink. All eyes turned to Nangong Wentian. I'm an S-rank class. I won't drag the team down, Nangong Wentian replied earnestly with a firm nod. Let's go. Guzzi led the charge toward the maple path entrance, with the other 3 quickly following behind. I headed toward the leaf path alone. Destiny, initiate challenge. Relic activated. An immense suction force came upon us, and in an instant, all 5 of us disappeared. The circular ring of tree roots contracted and vanished, and the surroundings returned to normal. Inside the leaf path, the moment I landed, my brows furrowed deeply. During the teleportation just now, I could have sworn I noticed a face on the ancient tree, showing distaste. Destiny is supposed to be emotionless, unless something's amiss with this relic. It's been untouched for centuries. Who knows what has changed? I need to end this fast. Scanning my surroundings, I noticed walls covered in thick vines, the ground layered with moss, and in the center stood a stone book. Etched onto the book were 6 room diagrams, 2 parallel starting rooms converging into a single large chamber, leading to a circular final area. The starting rooms glowed with blue light. A relic map. An idea clicked in my head. It seemed that clearing 2 rooms was necessary to regroup. Beep, beep. The blue light turned red. Guzzi and his team's trial had begun. 30 minutes later. Beep, beep. The red light turned green, and a spherical button emerged in the center of the stone book. They cleared it. Now it's my turn. I pressed the button. The scene shifted dramatically. In the southeast corner, a massive ancient tree appeared, with a deep hollow in its trunk. A tree cavity that resembled an abyss staring back at me. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Flashes of white light emerged as 6 jade-green birds shot out from the tree hollow. Woodching 1. Level, 16. HP, 3000. Agility, 105. 3000 HP. Easy one-shot each. With the Overlord spear in hand, my figure blurred as I dashed forward. With 300 plus agility compared to their 105, it was a clean sweep. A dark shadow flashed, and my spear swept through the air. Minus 3000. Minus 3000. Minus 3000. In an instant, the 6 King Luins dissolved into the corpse. Energy surged from the tree hollow, and 12 emerald phoenixes emerged. Same old trick, I sneered. Doubling the quantity? Still just one shot. Zap! The spear ripped through the air. 12 bodies hit the ground. My experience bar skyrocketed to 90%. These minor mobs were far too weak for me, completely dominated by raw stats. If it were an average level 15 Awakener, a 5-person team would struggle for an hour. That's it. I glanced into the endlessly deep tree hollow, feeling utterly disinterested. Still, the malice of fate kept me on edge. Screech. Another wave of emerald phoenixes was cleared. Ding, ding, ding. 3 flashes of golden light. I instantly leveled up to 14. Name. Guyu. Level 14. Strength 422. Agility 372. Intelligence 372. With these terrifying stats, my health still barely reached 340. Without support, I was still treading a dangerous path. Hum hum hum. An eerie buzzing sound echoed from deep within the tree hollow. No more mobs appeared, but the trial wasn't over. The boss was coming. A vine as thick as an arm shot out, lashing straight toward me. Screech. I slashed horizontally with my overlord spear. The vine merely had its surface cut, with green liquid dripping out. Sizzle, sizzle. The ground corroded instantly. My pupils shrank. That durability. No, it was physical damage reduction. Void Celestial Vine Elite. Level 20. Skills. Flexibility. 80% physical damage reduction, plus 50% magical damage taken. Regeneration. Agility. 150. Damn it. It was tailored perfectly against my weaknesses. Dragon fights in fields. The armor buzzed, and my movement and attack speed increased by 10%. I dashed close and slid to slash, carving a brutal wound along the vine with my overlord spear. Immediately, I withdrew and ducked behind a stone book. The next moment, the celestial vine lashed out in madness. Vines whipped around wildly, splashing green liquid in all directions. Sizzle, sizzle. The sound of corrosion on walls and the floor rang out like a mad symphony. Good thing I dodged in time. Still, I thought to myself, I need some magical attack options. After I'm out of here, I must hit the auction house to find the right spells. As for this celestial vine, I'll whittle it down. The sound of whipping vines gradually weakened. I peeked out. The celestial vine had gone weak, completely motionless. An opening. My figure flashed like lightning. The spear lunged like a dragon. Target. The head of the celestial vine. The tip of the spear exploded with gleaming frostlight. The overlord spear, as sharp as ever, sliced through like it was cutting butter, its relentless spirit unyielding. Die. I summoned all my strength, my arms surging with power as the spear pierced straight through the head of the void celestial vine in a single blow. Green liquid violently corroded the spear's shaft, but failed to damage it in the slightest. I swung hard. The sharp force tore through the vine's body, green blood splattering everywhere. The void celestial vine collapsed with a heavy thud. No equipment dropped. As expected, enemies within the trial ruins were all energy projections. Only the final chamber would contain real rewards. The fallen vine lay there lifelessly, diminished to a mutter. The hollow tree sealed itself shut, and the stone book emitted a burst of green light. The marker for the previously red room turned green, indicating that the second room had gone red. Guzi's team had entered. I sat cross-legged, beginning to meditate and regulate my breathing. Meanwhile, what the heck? Brother Gu already passed the trial? Guzi's eyes widened in shock. He's twice as fast as us. He's your boss. Why are you so surprised? Lin Ruowei rolled her eyes. I'm worried we won't be able to keep up with him. Guzi spread his hands in exasperation. The trials of the Maple Leaf Twin Ruins are polar opposites. We encountered mountain-shifting apes immune to magic, so Brother Gu must have faced monsters immune to physical attacks. It took all four of us to barely clear the first stage, and yet he managed solo in no time. A heavy silence hung in the air. He's a once-in-a-lifetime genius. What's there to be scared of? Lin Ruowei fired up with determination. 4 of us against 1 of him. We'll definitely beat him in the second stage. 3 hours later, I opened my eyes as the stone book displayed that Guzi's team had finally completed the stage. A new door silently opened in the wall. 3 hours. The second challenge must not be easy. I crossed into the next chamber. The layout was identical. A stone book in the center and barren walls around me. Big brother, come play with me. A child's voice, sweet and innocent, suddenly rang out. I whipped around. There she was. A little girl with a ponytail shooting high into the air stood smiling sweetly at me. When did she appear? I tried using a scan ability. It failed. I couldn't even determine her name. This was bad. Extremely bad. Is Big Brother ignoring Ruru? The little girl tilted her head, her wide, childlike eyes filled with an overwhelming pressure. Ignoring her was clearly not an option. Refusal would spell death. What does Ruru want to play? I managed to ask, hiding my unease. Just answer 3 questions. Her eyes lit up brightly. Get them all right, and I'll let you go. Get even one wrong, and you'll stay and play with me. Forever. Instantly, the air thickened and solidified. I couldn't move a muscle. The other four tried to cheat earlier, so I made sure to hold Big Brother still first, Ruru pouted. Erguzi, you absolute liability. Once, 1,000 years ago, someone came to Ruru and asked her 3 riddles. Ruru couldn't solve them. Today, it's Big Brother's turn to help. Her voice carried a sing-song lilt as she continued. First question. What animal is the clumsiest and most prone to falling down? I froze. A riddle? In this world? Could it be? There are other people who've transmigrated here too? Does Big Brother not know? Then you'll have to stay with me forever, okay? A fox, I blurted. Because it's slippery. How did you know that? She exclaimed, her face stunned. She quickly reset herself. Second question. What gets wetter the more you wipe it? A towel. I answered instantly. You're cheating. I'm not. Ruru flicked her hand, and golden runes covered my body. Truth spell. If you dare to lie, you'll wish for death. She pouted angrily, and then continued. Final question. What gets even more active and comes out the hotter it gets? Sweat. I replied without hesitation. The truth spell didn't activate. I hadn't cheated. Fine, you pass. Ruru's voice trailed off, pouting harder. Sudden desolation. The restraints vanished, and I regained my freedom. Wait. Ruru called out to me. Who told you these answers? Questions the elders back home used to ask. I've been hearing them since I was little. Ruru let out a long sigh and withdrew her incantation. Kid, let me tell you a secret. This ruin was once invaded by an otherworldly demon. And that demon is still alive. If you have the chance, leave quickly. I knew something was wrong. Thank you, Elder. I stepped into the third room with a sense of relief. Thank goodness I remembered these riddles from my past life. Otherwise, I might have been trapped here forever. And Ruru's final warning. The demon is still alive? This ruin really holds a massive secret. But now isn't the time to dwell on it. What's awaiting me in the third trial? The layout of the room was the same as before, but the atmosphere was noticeably different. Battle scars covered the walls, and dried bloodstains marked the floor. A fierce battle had taken place here. Boom. The ground quaked as a massive figure stepped out from the shadows. Steel Golem. Level 25. HP 50,000/50,000. Abilities. Iron Body, Gravity Suppression, Berserk Charge. Finally, back to a proper fight. I gripped my Overlord spear tightly, my fighting spirit surging. Bring it on. Brogu. Erguzi's voice broke the tense silence. I'm so glad you're okay. I scanned the room. My 4 teammates stood there unharmed. I let out a breath of relief. It seemed these guys hadn't been slacking. Of course, I'm okay, I said with a smirk, but my tone turned sharp in the next second. But this last room won't be so simple. I shared Ruru's warning with the group, but deliberately withheld the part about the demon's existence. It wasn't about mistrust, but sometimes knowing too much can only make you hesitate. Everyone's eyes focused on me once again. So what's the plan? Lin Ruowei asked directly. We adapt, I said with a steely gaze. We've made it to the final room. Backing out now would be cowardly. If you want the rewards, you've got to fight for them. I glanced around at the team. If things get deadly, run for your lives immediately. What about you, Brogu? Erguzi asked anxiously. Me? I smirked coldly. Worry about yourself. If there's danger, I'll cover the retreat and buy you time. But, no buts, I interrupted. Anything odd in this room? Lin Ruowei pointed to the center of the room. What had been a stone tablet was now a sculpture. Aside from that, everything else is exactly the same. The core must be there, I said, stepping toward the sculpture. 9 feet tall, the obsidian statue of a monstrous winged figure loomed. Its wings unfurled as if ready to strike down its prey at any moment. Its head hung low, claws crossed over its chest, radiating an eerie sharpness. The sculpture. Below the statue, there sat a stone bowl. For rituals? I squinted, a strange intuition creeping in. This thing felt alive. Looks like it. But for what kind of ritual? Lin Ruowei frowned. What else? Sacrifices, obviously. Erguzi blurted out carelessly, a bit too loud. Everyone turned to fix their gazes on him. Erguzi shrank his neck. Did I say something wrong? It's not impossible, I replied with a smirk. Why? You volunteering. Me? No way. Erguzi waved his hands frantically. I've got an 80-year-old mom to look after, and I don't even know what a woman smells like yet. Don't you dare use me. The group burst into laughter. Relax, no one's thinking of sacrificing you, I said, dropping my voice, my expression solemn. But Erguzi might have a point. For something this ominous and sinister, the offering surely isn't something ordinary. So what now? Do we leave? Lin Ruolwei was clearly frustrated. Not yet. Let me give it a try. With a flicker, the Overlord's spear materialized in my grip. Its sharpness, known to pierce through anything, made it perfect for testing the waters. The spear's tip whistled as it cut through the air. Clang. Sparks flew everywhere. The statue didn't budge a single inch, but the recoil sent me stumbling back 2 steps. Gugu, you alright? Someone asked in concern. I'm fine. I brushed past them, staring intently at the statue. As I suspected, it couldn't be destroyed. With the high likelihood that some eldritch force was controlling this, I couldn't afford to let down my guard. Dropping blood, hair, or any bodily material for this ritual, even from my teammates, was out of the question. My gaze fell back onto the stone bowl. Bring me some water. Water. The others exchanged uncertain looks. We didn't exactly bring that along for this dungeon, someone reminded me. What about a health potion? Su Qiao suggested hesitantly. No, I refused flatly. We can't waste our supplies. Well then, I don't think we've got any other liquids. Lin Ruwei shrugged helplessly. Ahem. Erguzi suddenly cleared his throat. What now? I asked suspiciously. Well, this might be a bit awkward. The 2 ladies might want to step away. Step away? What the hell for? Lin Ruolwei snapped, clearly annoyed. I can just, pee in the bowl. It's liquid, right? Erguzi mumbled, looking sheepish. Disgusting. The 2 women turned red, glaring daggers at him. That might be crossing a line, Nengong Wentian whispered, raising a timid hand. What if it angers the guardian? Lin Ruolwei voiced her concern. No, I suddenly spoke up, my tone decisive. It's actually a decent idea. Are you serious? Even Su Qiao hesitated. Her wariness was understandable. Provoking the ancient guardian's wrath would be an incredibly reckless gamble. As everyone stood frozen in indecision. Offer the sacrifice. A haunting voice echoed across the chamber, vast and bone-chilling, reverberating deep into our souls. The statue began to hum faintly. Its eyes burst into an ominous red glow. Don't look into its eyes. Cover your ears. I barked sharply, shutting mine tightly just in time. The others reacted swiftly, but Erguzi lagged half a beat behind. By the time he tried to close his eyes, his body was no longer his. He had become a prisoner, trapped within himself, helplessly watching as his body moved toward the statue. 1 step, another step, then a third. Despair washed over him like a tidal wave. The short distance of 10 or so steps was covered in an instant. His knees hit the ground. A staff materialized out of thin air. His left hand reached out to the stone bowl. His right hand raised the staff, aiming it at his own wrist. A primal survival instinct exploded within him. Crack. He somehow broke free from the control, if only for a fleeting moment. But in the next second, his body was seized once again. He was doomed. Clang. At the very last moment, a powerful, mountainous force struck his right hand. The staff flew out of his grasp. Caught unarmed, Erguzi opened his mouth as though preparing to bite into his own wrist. Dragon roar. A deafening dragon's cry reverberated in the air. I immediately exited the party, unleashing my skill at full power. The controlled Erguzi snapped out of it instantly, stumbling back to the group with a pale face. What just happened? I demanded, my eyes sharp. In a trembling voice, Erguzi recounted his ordeal, being controlled, kneeling down, and nearly mutilating himself in a sacrificial ritual. The group collectively gasped. That's messed up. Should we retreat? Erguzi suggested sheepishly, fear creeping into his voice. Retreat? And let this thing go unpunished. I raised an eyebrow, cutting through his hesitation. With all due respect, we almost died. Revenge can wait. Don't scare yourselves into submission, I sneered. If it were truly that powerful, it would have wiped us out already. Why else resort to control tactics? Using such methods just proves it doesn't have better options. The group hesitated, then nodded in realization. Boss Gu, what's the plan now? Erguzi gritted his teeth and asked. The plan? You tell me. You're okay with how it tried to mess with you? Not one bit. Then we stick to the original plan. You're going to perform the ritual, but this time, use your piss. I clapped him on the shoulder. I'll cover you. You'll be fine. All right then. Taking a deep breath, Guzi strode toward the statue once again. This time, nothing happened. He arrived at the statue without issue and turned back to flash an okay hand gesture. Then, stamping his foot onto the rim of the stone bowl, he signaled a bold move. Still nothing happened. His courage swelled instantly. Guzi climbed up so that both feet were firmly planted on the edges of the bowl. With absolute audacity, he unfastened his pants. Ah! The two women in the party cried out, turning away in embarrassment. Su Qiao placed her hands over her eyes. A torrent was unleashed. And then, something unbelievable occurred. The liquid was actually absorbed. When Guzi finished, the bowl was completely empty. What the heck? His eyes widened in mock incredulity. Grandfather's precious essence. Enjoy it, you ancient thing. The moment the liquid disappeared, deep in the ruins, on a dark throne, a giant shadow sat unmoving, like a corpse that had been dormant for 1,000 years. But suddenly, the goblet in its left hand refilled with a mysterious liquid. The giant shadow jolted awake, its massive figure trembling slightly. After 1,000 years, finally, an awakened one has arrived. And with that, manic laughter erupted. The space tremor. My freedom is just within reach. He raised his glass and downed it in one go. Suddenly, this taste isn't right. The giant shadow's face changed drastically as the wine glass smashed to the ground. Who dares to insult me like this? A terrifying shockwave erupted, tearing through the void with a chilling wail. At that moment, the eyes of the eerie statue surged with a blood-red glow. Ergu cowered behind me in fear. Who dares, the statue roared, to show such disrespect to me? The crowd was stunned. This thing could talk. Are you the guardian of these ruins? I asked in return. You are not worthy of knowing my identity. Now tell me, who just committed such an offense? Senior, no one means you any disrespect. We merely wish to pass through here. I clasped my hands politely. Ridiculous. Senior, I interrupted. Let's not waste time. If it's a blood sacrifice you demand, we can comply. But you must promise not to harm us and allow us safe passage. And why should I agree to such terms? Because if you don't, we'll leave, I said in a calm yet chilling tone. And once we're out, we'll permanently seal this place so no one else can come searching for you. You dare threaten me? The statue suddenly came to life. Its wings flapped once, bringing it right in front of me in an instant. Those who threaten me will die. Its razor-sharp claws tore through the air. The Overlord's spear materialized in my hands. Clang! The clash of metal resounded deafeningly. I felt an overwhelming force, but I stood my ground. Even after being sealed for 1,000 years, this demon's power was terrifying. Back off! I unleashed my full strength and sent the statue flying backward. Who are you? How can you be this powerful? The statue hovered midair, reeling. Who I am doesn't matter. What matters is this. I can ensure you'll remain trapped here forever. Silence. The demon knew it had made a miscalculation. This young man's strength was far beyond expectations. But it was a demon. How could it bow to a mere human? Brother Gu, let's just leave. Ergo whispered. This thing is bad news. Besides, I've already made him drink the special brew, so no loss on our end. Hearing that, the demon seethed with anger, itching to tear Ergu apart on the spot. But with me here, it couldn't act rashly. Patience. It had endured 1,000 years. What was a few more moments? Fine, the demon said, its tone heavy with reluctance. This one agrees to cooperate. But the blood sacrifice must be performed by you personally. No way, Ergu interrupted, jumping forward. You just want to weaken Brother Gu so you can strike at him afterward, don't you? Brother Gu, don't listen to him. The others chimed in, shaking their heads in agreement. The demon started to panic. If they really abandoned negotiations. Wait, you can't leave. The statue blocked our path. And why not? The Overlord's spear pointed directly at it. I agree to your conditions. I promise to grant you access to the treasure site. Not good enough? I said evenly. What more do you want? Equilibrium. Sacrificial ritual of blood. The risk is too great for me to bear alone. No way. I only want the blood of the strong. Then there's nothing more to discuss. With a fierce thrust, the Overlord's spear strikes. The statue blocks the attack, but after being repelled, it suddenly changes direction, charging towards Lin Rowei and the others. Watch out! Nangong Wentian raises his shield, stepping in front to protect them. Blizzard. Flame Lance. The magic strikes the statue, but they prove completely ineffective. The claw comes crashing down on the shield. Crack. The purple quality shield shatters instantly. Die. Just as the claw is about to tear through Nangong Wentian's throat. Clang. I appear as if teleporting, sweeping the statue aside with the Overlord's spear. Heh. You can protect them once, but can you protect them again and again? Go all out, bro goo. Even if we die, it's not like we're really dead. Guzzi shouts, trusting you'll avenge us. Lin Ruowei says firmly. Looking at the determined and trusting gazes of my teammates, my heart warms. If they believe in me, then I'll play this game with the demonic statue. I agree to the blood sacrifice, but I have conditions. The statue's eyes glimmer. Speak. First, unlock the treasure door. Agreed. Second, you can't harm my teammates. Fine. Third, the blood sacrifice cannot be fatal. Of course. Fourth, enough. You're asking for too much. Making a deal with an ancient being requires caution, I reply coldly. Go on. Fourth, I'll break your seal, but you have to give me something in return. You know I'm sealed? I do. Fortune favors the bold. Just make it worthwhile. Impressive. The reward I give you will definitely exceed your imagination. But how will you guarantee you'll help me after receiving it? By signing a contract. Contracts are unreliable. The statue waves its claw, and a gray seed appears, floating in the air. Swallow this, and I'll trust you. What is this? The gray seed hovers before me as I narrow my eyes. Danger, my instincts are screaming at me. The seed of the world tree. The eerie statue waves its claw once more, floating the seed directly in front of me. Consider it both your reward and the means for you to complete the blood sacrifice. I don't reach out to touch it, my gaze sharp as a blade. Heh, cautious little one. The statue lets out a low, rumbling laugh. Examine it. You'll understand. Inspect skill activated. Lin Ruowei steps forward before I can act. World tree seed, quality, unknown. Consumable item. Attributes, unique, growth, attachment, life drain, energy supply, stat enhancement. A series of attributes makes me suck in a cold breath. What a masterful trap. With such a powerful item, my opponent clearly has no fear of me refusing it. Once I use it, I'll inevitably fall into their web. The trap. How's it, kid? The eerie sculpture spoke with a voice full of temptation. Use it or don't. It's all up to you. I had already made up my mind. Eliminate the demonic force, once and for all. Su Qiao, get ready for healing. Got it, Guyu. Su Qiao gripped her staff tightly. Deal. Open the door. The eerie sculpture chanted an incantation, and the massive gate leading to the core rumbled open. You all stay by the entrance. If anything goes wrong, rush in immediately. I grabbed the seed in one swift motion, and a bone-chilling cold swept through me. Without hesitation, I swallowed it in one gulp. The seed dropped into my dantian, rooting itself firmly. Ha! You fell for it. The eerie sculpture activated a spell, and the seed began frantically draining my blood. -1, -1, -1. Healing spell. A green light enveloped me, and my health began to recover. The sinister smile of triumph in the sculpture's eyes didn't faze me. Instead, I was secretly thrilled. My stats were spiking. If the enemy relied on blood absorption to break its seal, then let's see who can power up faster. Su Qiao kept casting her spells, her face pale from exertion. She took a hearty swig of mana potion. The standoff continued. Suddenly, the tyrant spear appeared, moving like a ghost. I closed the distance in an instant and positioned myself behind the sculpture. Splat! The spear impaled one of its wings, pinning it to the wall. What are you doing, kid? What do you think? I smirked coldly and withdrew the spear for another strike. Rip! The other wing was torn apart, and the sculpture crashed to the ground with a heavy thud. Despite the barrage, it made no attempt to fight back. Something's not right. Lin Ruowei frowned. This is too easy. It's charging up a big move. 8-stage attack. The sculpture was cleaved into fragments. Strange runes surfaced on the walls, and space itself began to tear apart. A redwood coffin crashed down from the void. Crack! The coffin lid slowly slid open, releasing a decaying stench into the air. Come out. No use hiding, I said calmly. Bang! The lid shot out, embedding itself into the ceiling. A demon emerged, resembling a Western vampire, its scarlet eyes locked onto me. Impressive. You managed to notice I've broken my seal. The demon sneered approvingly. Serve as my blood slave, and I'll spare your life. Become like you and end up sealed away? No thanks. You dare defy me? The demon's wings spread open, sending gales roaring through the room. It teleported. A fist lunged straight for my abdomen. Clang. The blow was intercepted by the tyrant's spear. Shock flashed across the demon's face. It hadn't expected me to hold back this kind of power. Splat. The tyrant's spear pierced through the demon's midsection, spraying blood everywhere. The eerie sculpture froze in disbelief. The tyrant's spear struck like a snake, effortlessly skewering its wing and pinning it firmly to the wall. Defy me. The sculpture's voice was icy, yet unsteady. Save the act. I sneered, twisting the spear viciously. Snap. The sound of bones cracking echoed. One entire wing was ripped off with sheer force. Blood and flesh splattered everywhere. The sculpture crumpled to the ground like a lifeless heap. Loa, but strangely, it didn't resist. Like a punching bag, it let me do as I pleased. Something's wrong. Lin Roawei suddenly spoke up. Huh. Guzzi was startled. Too weak, she said, her eyes heavy with suspicion. It's pretending. Prepare for backup. Got it. Boom. The Overlord's spear swept across, shattering the statue into 8 pieces in an instant. Is it over? No. My gaze sharpened like lightning. This is just a puppet. Su Qiao, keep an eye on my health. Before my words finished, eerie runes appeared on the walls. The broken fragments merged, and the space tore apart. A blood-red coffin fell from the void. Crack. The coffin lid slid open a crack, and a decayed, oppressive aura spilled out. Come out, I said calmly, my voice steady as water. Bang. The coffin lid blasted off, embedding itself into the ceiling. A bloody shadow sat up from the coffin, crimson eyes, protruding fangs, wings akin to sharp blades. It had the appearance of a Western vampire, but radiated the ominous presence of an Eastern demon. Kid, you've got some nerve, the demon licked its fangs. Become my blood slave, and I'll spare your life. Blood slave? I sneered. Like you? Sealed away for 1,000 years. You're courting death. Its wings unfurled, and a violent wind howled. In an instant, it was right in front of me. Stay down. Its fist roared toward my midsection. Smack. The sound of flesh colliding rang out. The demon's smirk froze. Its fist had been stopped by my overlord's spear. Impossible. This brat. Before it could even finish its thought, a surge of pain came from its stomach. Looking down, the overlord's spear had already pierced through its body, the tip protruding from its back, blood gushing out like a fountain. How could this be? Name, Guyu. Level, 14. Health, 340/340. Strength, 722. Agility, 672. Intelligence, 672. With a 300-point stat boost across the board, my power had transformed. You think I was just talking to you? I chuckled coldly. I was waiting for the world tree to absorb enough blood so that I could grow even stronger. With a shake of the spear, boom, the demon's body exploded instantly, blood mist enveloping the air. So, this is a demon from 1,000 years ago? I flicked the blood from my spear's tip. Pathetically weak. The room fell into dead silence. Guzzi's jaw dropped. Goo bro, you took it out in one hit. Not one hit, Lin Roawei corrected. That was pure domination. From the moment the demon emerged from the coffin to when it was annihilated, only 3 seconds had passed. This wasn't a fight. This was an execution. Wait. Su Qiao suddenly shouted. The blood mist is moving. The blood mist in the air started to gather, forming a ferocious giant face. You little brat. You've truly enraged me now. The demon's roar shook the room, and the blood mist began to churn wildly. The 1,000-year seal may have weakened me, but even if you strip me of 90% of my power, killing you all is still a piece of cake. The blood mist began swirling rapidly, forming a massive vortex. A terrifying aura of oppression swept over us. Guzzi's legs gave out underneath him, and he fell to his knees. What kind of monstrous creature is this? Clutching the Overlord's spear tightly, my eyes gleamed with fiery resolve. Good. Just what I was hoping for. That last strike? Just a warm-up. This is impossible. The demon's widened eyes locked onto the gaping, bloody wound in its abdomen, dark blood spurting out like a fountain. Guzzi seized the moment, jumping forward. You ancient relic. Times have changed. With the strength you've got, You don't even deserve to shine my shoes. You dare court death." The demon's twin wings beat violently, its shadow blurring as it launched toward the group of four standing by the door. Clearly, it intended to subdue these weaker ones and leverage them against me, forcing my hand. "Watch out," Lin Ruowei cried out in alarm. However, the demon's speed was overwhelming. Boom. The air exploded with a deafening crack. A streak of silver light tore through the void. The Overlord spear swept across in a fierce arc. Crunch. The demon's left claw was severed cleanly, black blood spraying everywhere. Arg! The demon let out a blood-curdling shriek, glaring at me in disbelief. "How can you possibly move this fast? You dare harm my people? You'll have to reckon with my spear first." My spearhead pointed unwaveringly at the demon's forehead. "Still want to try me? Kid, you're good at hiding your true strength." The demon forced a chilling grin. "But as long as the world tree seed resides within your body, you'll never be able to defeat me." A spell began to chant in the air. The seed within me flared to life, greedily drawing my blood. My face turned pale instantly. Meanwhile, the demon's severed arm began to writhe and morph, and within moments, a new left claw had regrown. "Ha! Your blood is the source of my life." The demon roared with laughter. "I can regenerate endlessly, but you..." Swish. The Overlord spear carved a flawless arc through the air. The demon's head tumbled to the ground. "It's useless." The headless body emitted a distorted screech. A moment later, a new head sprouted right back out. "Slice me thousands, even tens of thousands of times, and I'll still regenerate." Healing light. Su Qiao cast her healing spell at just the right time, and I felt my vitality replenish a little as the color returned to my face. "This thing just won't die," Guzi cried out in a panic. "Stay calm," Lin Ruowei said, glancing at Nangong Wentian. "Does your family have any sealing techniques?" "We do, but they're all incomplete and fragmented," Nangong Wentian mumbled while rummaging through an old, battered grimoire. "That's good enough," I interrupted, fire burning in my gaze. "Su Qiao, just focus on keeping up the healing." Turning to the demon, I declared, "If I can obliterate you once, I can obliterate you 100 times over. Then bring it on." The demon lunged at me with a wicked grin. The Overlord spear pierced through the demon's chest and slashed horizontally. Shwa? The demon was cleaved cleanly in half, only to reform in an instant. "It's futile. You'll never kill me," it taunted. I didn't respond. My spear moved like a dragon released from its binds. Rip. Regenerate. Shatter. Reform. Again and again. 10 times. 100 times. Every time the demon rebirths, it drains a massive amount of my blood. But instead of growing weaker, my aura only grows more overwhelming. My power is skyrocketing, and my speed is surging to new heights. Each strike is faster, deadlier, and more devastating than the last. What's going on? The demon finally realizes something is wrong. This kid is clearly losing blood, so why is his strength climbing like crazy? Could it be he's using my blood-draining ability to strengthen himself? "You're insane," the demon screams in terror. The corners of my lips curve into a dangerous smirk. Just realizing now? Too late. Lightning crackles along the Overlord spear, its killing intent tangible, pressing down on the demon. Though Su Qiao is barely holding on, she refuses to give up, popping another pill to heal herself as she cries out, "Guyu, you can do this." Almost there. I lick my lips. One more time. Boom. Another strike. The demon shatters once again. But this time, its reformation slows drastically. The demon panics. For the first time, it feels the chilling grip of death looming over it.